The Beverly Hillbillies.
Cleaning, huh?
Oh, yes, sir, Pa. Elmer and me.
Elmer?
Oh, he scurries around inside the cabinets. Dusts them. How's it going, Elmer?
Well, handy little critter, ain't he?
Sure is.
That raccoon fur is better than feathers for picking up lynch eggs.
Seems right proud to be happy, too.
Elmer's a dandy little duster.
Well, let's take our dusters outside and shake them.
Yes, sir, Granny.
Then you can take yours upstairs and have him do the dresser drawers in the closet.
Uncle Jed, old Honest Johnny never come back to pick up his $700,000.
Here's that way.
Can I have it as an advance against my allowance?
50 cents a week, that'd take a while to pay back.
I'm young.
You ain't that young. Besides, Honest John needs that money to help fight smog.
You know, I'd like to throw my brain into the fight against smog.
It's a dandy cause. They say what it'll take to whip it is brains and money.
Well, betwixt us, we got it made, ain't we?
I reckon we got a leg up on it.
Elmer and me'll get busy upstairs.
Fine, Ellie. Oh, Jed, that reminds me. Mr. Drysdale called and said he was coming by to pick up this money.
How come?
Well, he said folks hadn't ought to keep $700,000 in cash around the house. He's got the hives from worrying about it.
Well, I'm sorry about the hives, but I promised this money to Honest John to fight smog.
I'm thinking about jumping into the fight against smog, too, Granny.
Well, Mr. Drysdale said that this money belongs back in the vault at his bank, and he's coming by to pick it up.
I don't think I can let him have it. Promise is a promise.
I'm gonna fight smog, Granny.
Well, I told Mr. Drysdale that you might not let him have it, but he says he's coming by to pick it up. So that's betwixt you and him.
Granny, I'm gonna fight smog.
How?
Well, I don't know, but Uncle Jed says it takes brains and money. Betwixt us, we's all set.
You got money, have you?
No, I'm supplying the brains. Sitting up here betwixt these sideburns is a real brute.
The only brute you have sits here at the end of your gullet.
I think we ought to encourage your boy, Granny.
He don't know smog from applesauce.
I do so. I listen to the reports all the time. Why, today we's having light eye irritation. But that don't worry me, because I got dark eyes.
That's a great partner you got there, Jed. Oh.
All right, guard. Go in there and get that money, and don't take no for an answer.
You forced me to wear this uniform to save paying a guard, but it won't work. Mr. Clampett will recognize me.
I thought of that. So just wear this disguise. There we go. Looks great. Now get the money.
Oh, but suppose Mr. Clampett won't let me take it.
Well, you've got a gun. Use it.
Oh, gee.
Oh, I don't need to shoot him. Just fire a couple of shots over his head to show him you mean business.
I will not. If you want that money, go and get it yourself.
A fine guard you are. Why, you're a disgrace to that uniform.
Mr. Drysdale, I thought I heard somebody.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, this guard is here to pick up that $700,000.
Well, I don't think I can let him have it.
Well, whatever you do, don't cross him. He's armed. He's a mad dog killer.
Is that fact? Are you a mad dog killer, Miss Jane?
Of course not.
Miss Hathaway, what are you doing in that uniform?
Oh, boy.
If this is your idea of a practical joke, I, for one, do not appreciate it. Or can I imagine Mr. Clampett is amused either?
Now,
I'll see that she's punished, Mr. Clampett. And I think the proper punishment would be to make her carry out that heavy bag of money. Go get it.
Now, hold on. She ain't toting out that money.
Well, if you want to forgive her so easily, but keep an eye on her. Any woman who'll dress up like that bears watching. Hello, Jethro.
Hi, Mr. Drysdale.
Hey, get up. I need this money.
Uncle Jed don't want you to have it, so I'm going to sit here till I think of a way to get rid of the smog.
Jethro, that is a problem for a genius to solve.
Thank you. I'm working on it.
Why don't you go out to the kitchen and eat something?
Vowed I wouldn't eat till I figured out a way to whip the smog.
Well, go get a stick and hit it.
You ain't being no help.
Well, neither are you. Get up.
Not till I think of an idea.
Jethro, get off the money. Here's an armed guard. He'll shoot you.
Hey, mister, you look like your secretary, Miss Jane.
I am Miss Jane.
What are you doing wearing that outfit?
It was dark when she dressed this morning. Now get off the money.
Chief, Mr. Clampett is not going to let you take this money.
Okay, then you take it. Come on, get up.
Get it. We might just as well go back to the office.
Hey, Miss Jane, before you go, just sit down and help me think of an idea on how to get rid of smog.
Jethro, dear boy, the finest minds in the country are working on that problem.
Well, yeah, but I ain't getting nowhere.
Don't sit there wasting time with that idiot.
Hey, now, hold on. Just because she's dressed funny don't make her an idiot.
Get up from there, both of you.
Mr. Drysdale, it's hard to think of brilliant ideas with folks yelling at you.
Yeah.
Where does Granny keep her shotgun?
Sure hope I can whip that smog problem before I starve to death.
Jethro, I'm afraid that problem won't be solved until someone invents a replacement for the internal combustion engine.
I'll do it. I'm on it. Hey, what's internal combustion engine?
Well, that's the engine that powers the average automobile. The hope is to convert to steam or electricity.
Hey, Mr. Drysdale, what should I put my giant brain to work on first? A steam car or electric car?
Why not a gas turbine?
Oh, I ain't gonna mess with hats. Just cars.
Swell.
Mr. Drysdale, I done told you this money is staying here. Mr. Drysdale, get off of my money. It's my money. No, it ain't. It's mine.
Was my sack.
All right, I'll dump the money out, and you can have the sack.
Good. Just dump it in that truck out front.
It's staying here.
But it's not safe here.
Well, it was till you showed up.
What? Oh, it's going back into my vault.
Oh, it ain't.
Oh, Chief.
Don't stand there, Hathaway. Use your gun.
That is an excellent idea. Stand back, Mr. Clampett. I should hate to hit you.
You traitor!
Mr. Drysdale, get a hold of yourself. I done promised this money to a fella's going to get rid of all the smog.
Not Jethro.
No. This fella's going to drill a tunnel through the San Bernardino Mountains, put in a great big fan, and draw all the smog out of Los Angeles.
But that's a preposterous idea.
Yeah, we like it too.
Mr. Clampett, the problem of smog is too big to be handled locally. It has to be solved on a national level.
Is that a fact?
Only the president can get together the brain power and the vast amount of money necessary. Why, this $700,000 isn't even a drop in the bucket.
Well, how much does the president need?
Oh, millions, billions. Oh, I'll just take this chicken feed back to the bank.
I'll study on it, Mr. Drysdale.
No, give up, Chief. Let's go.
Hold it, Hathaway. I'm not through with you.
What now?
You are guilty of conduct unbecoming an employee of the Commerce Bank.
Oh, big deal.
For cowardice in the face of action. For failure to obey a direct order. Their treachery and insubordination. You are hereby dishonorably discharged as a guard and reduced to the rank of secretary.
Hallelujah.
Don't expect a Christmas bonus this year.
I have never had a Christmas bonus.
Well, don't expect one this year either. Now get the truck.
Boy, what have you done to that truck?
Looks like the booger set it on fire.
Jethro, what'd you do?
Done converted this rascal to steam. You are looking at the answer to air pollution by automobiles. The Jethro Bodine steam car. But I have done perfected a clean engine.
I'm going back inside.
Let's all do that before this clean engine chokes us to death.
Uncle Jed, Honest John ain't gonna be needing his money no more now that I whipped the smog problem. So I use it to mass produce my steam car.
Hold on, boy. According to Mr. Drysdale, only the president himself can handle a small problem.
The President of the United States?
That's right. He's the only one that can bring together the brains and the money.
Well, here stands the whole kit and caboodle. I'll hop on my steam car, drive to Washington, pull up in front of the White House, and give him the brains and the money, all in one package.
Hold on, boy. What you got there is just a drop in the bucket.
And it ain't likely enough money either.
Talking about the money, Granny. Mr. Drysdale says the president's liable to need millions, even billions. I was thinking of giving him all my money.
Okay, I'll stop by the bank and get the rest of it.
Well, Pop, if Jethro goes to Washington, I want to go too.
And they ain't going without me.
I was just coming to that. I think it'd be a fine trip for the whole family.
I best go leave a note for the milkman. Tell him he's going to Washington.
And since you have failed to make your final payment promptly, we are forced to repossess your automobile. Sincerely, your friendly banker, Milburn Drysdale.
Chief, you're telling your own brother you're repossessing his car?
Well, that is a little cold, isn't it? P.S. Regards to Betty and the babies. Yes, who is it?
It's me, Mr. Drysdale. I fetched you back your sack of chicken feed.
Oh, bless you, bless you.
Right happy to get it, ain't he?
No chicken could be happier.
I studied on what you said about letting the president fight the small.
Wonderful.
The cashier tells me that counting this, I got right at $95 million in your bank now.
Wonderful.
So we're going to take it to Washington and give it to the president.
Mr. Clampett, you can't give all your money to the president.
Why not?
Well, because it... Miss Hathaway, tell them why not.
Why not?
Not that way. Explain it.
Mr. Clampett, it is your money. You may do with it as you wish.
Who asked you to butt in?
You did.
Well, butt out. Now, Mr. Clampett, this will take time. Government red tape, internal revenue, secret service, White House clearance. Now, I'll work it out and call you.
Well, I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry, because we'd like to get started.
Right away, right away.
Oh, and you don't have to give us the $95 million in cash. I reckon the president will take a check.
Well, I'll discuss it with him and let you know. Miss Hathaway, you've got to help me. If they take their money out of my bank, I'm ruined. I've got nothing to live for.
Oh, now, Chief.
A suicide note. That will stop them. Here, take this. Mr. Clampett, because you are withdrawing your money, my death is on your hands.
Chief, no.
Now, type that up, pin it to your dress, and throw yourself out the window. They love you. This will teach them a great lesson.
Thanks, but... No thanks.
I promise this is the last favor I'll ever ask.
Forget it.
Right? If you're too chicken to throw yourself out the window, I'll do it. All right, come over here. I can't throw you out from there.
What's all the honking for, boy?
I done come up with an invention that beats steam.
Yeah, I see the boiler's going.
Yes, sir. Notice how quiet she is? No noise, no smoke, no smog. She runs on electricity.
Doggy. I'm real proud of you, boy.
Wow, the presidents are calling you.
All the way from Washington.
President of the United States is calling me.
Yes, sir, Pop.
They're bringing the old fellow to the phone, Mr. Little.
Isn't he in a straitjacket?
Oh, no, he's not dangerous. He just suffers from the delusion that he's worth $95 million.
No wonder he's in the funny farm.
The whole family.
You know, it's wonderful of you to look after them.
Oh, they're very sweet people. Nutty, but sweet.
Hurry, Dad, don't keep them waiting.
Hey, tell them about my electric car.
Hello? Hello? Hello, Judge Clampett speaking.
Hello, Mr. Clampett. This is the president speaking.
Is that sure enough you, Mr. President?
Oh, yes. Make no mistake about that. I am the president.
That's him, all right.
Now, Mr. Drysdale has told me of your generous and patriotic offer to donate your entire fortune to the fight against air pollution.
Yes, sir. It's only $95 million, but you're sure welcome to it. And we'll bring it right to you, right there in the White House. The whole family.
This here's Granny, Mr. President. I'll bring you some pickle pawpaws and some hand-slung chickens.
Mr. President, this here's Ellie Mae. Would you like a nice little baby possum to play with?
My nephew Jethro ain't here to say howdy, but he's going to drive us all the way to Washington in his brand new invention, the electric car.
No. Don't come to Washington. We've got enough people like you here already. You're public, spirited citizens, that is.
Well, how will we get the money to you?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that. I want to make this point very clear.
What is the point I want to make very clear?
Leave your money in the bank. The Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, where it will draw maximum interest, compounded semi-annually, in the care of your wise and friendly banker, Melvin Drysdale.
Well, naturally, we'll do whatever you say, Mr. President. But the family's going to be awful disappointed. We was hoping to get away to Washington.
Oh, no. Don't try to get away. Just stay right there and do what the nice man in the white coat tells you. Goodbye.
Bye.
What'd he say, Jed?
He said he don't want us to come to Washington right now.
Well, what are we supposed to do, Pa?
He says he's going to send a man in a white coat to tell us. Jethro, I just talked to the president, and we won't be driving to Washington in your electric car.
Just as well, Uncle Jed. I'd never found an extension cord long enough to get us there.
Mr. Little, that was a magnificent performance.
Was it? Thank you.
Why, your impersonation of the president was absolutely incredible.
Thank you. I hope to see you again sometime. Take good care of yourself. Mr. Drysdale, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, what's that?
My fee.
Oh, yes. How much is it?
Well, ordinarily I receive $7,500 for a performance. However, in this case, I'll cut it in half. How's $37.50?
$37.50 it is. 20, 40. Now, you owe me $2.50.
No, that's $3,750.
For 5 minutes' work, the president doesn't get that much, and he's the real thing.
Excuse me, Chief. These foreclosures are ready. Well, aren't you Rich Little, the impressionist?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Mr. Little, I just love your impression of John Wayne.
Huh? Well, thank you very much, ma'am. And let me say that if we had girls like you out on the trail, I never would have given my horse a second look.
Oh, that is marvelous. And your Ed Sullivan is an absolute classic.
Old Ed Sullivan? Wonderful. Would you do me a favor there, youngster? Would you come on our show next Sunday night and bring your stuffed giraffe?
Yes.
I'd love to have you.
What else are you going to have on the show?
World War I with the original cap, in living color, with the surprise ending.
Oh, isn't he fabulous?
He certainly is. This has been a real pleasure.
Wait a minute, you're forgetting something again.
Oh, yes, your fee. What are you charging her for Wayne and Sullivan?
Oh, nothing.
I'll accept the same arrangement.
Don't leave no milk for a spell. We is going to Washington, Granny.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to Washington.
Whiz?
That's what the message says. Have a good trip.
Hey, Uncle Jed, we's going to Washington. We just got the message. What'd you say, boy? We's going to Washington. The fella in the white coat just brought the message from the president.
Well, where is he?
Yonder he goes.
Ain't that the milkman?
Being a milkman is what you call a cover.
Cover.
He's really a secret agent for the government.
Sure not?
Yeah, I learned all that stuff when I was a double-knot spy.
Well, reckon we best get packing.
Hey, should I convert my electric car back to steam?
No, I think we better fly. When the president sends for you, you don't want to keep him waiting.
Well, if he comes in, will you please ask him to call his office immediately? It's an emergency. Thank you.
How do you like it, Miss Holloway?
Chief, where have you been?
Shopping. Any messages?
Oh, just one, but it's a beauty. The Clampetts are leaving for Washington.
What?
They're determined to give their $95 million to the president.
We've got to stop them. Get Rich Little back.
You're kidding.
Huh? Here's a signed check. He can make it out for any amount he likes. I'll get up to the Clampetts and delay them until he calls. I made it. They're still here. Clampett, Granny, Ellie Mae, Jethro. Where is everybody? Oh, hello, Bessie.
Is that for me? How are you? Dear Mr. Drysdale, please feed the critters till we get back.
Enjoying your flight?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We's going to Washington to see the president.
We're going to give them $95 million.
Oh, boy.
You know the president.
Talked to him this morning. I'm fetching him a baby possum.
And I'm taking him a jar of pickled pawpaws and some hand-slung chitlins.
We was going in my electric car, but I couldn't find no 3,000-mile extension cord.
That's very interesting.
Young lady, how high would you say we're flying?
A lot higher than the plane.
Weeknights on Hallmark. Watch great stories.
I'm an angel.
And witness the miracles. Touched by an Angel. Weeknights at 8 on the Hallmark Channel. Maxine's job is to keep families together.
In just a few minutes, you will be one big happy family.
Including her own.
Mom, you have to stop. Stop what? I know you mean well, but you really have to let me grow up.
I thought I did that already.
Amy Brenneman and Tyne Daly in Judging Amy. Monday at 9 on Hallmark Channel.
Y'all come back now. Here.
This has been a family.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
When everybody was flying over a right pretty town.
That there's Washington, D.C.
Anybody see the White House?
Appears to be lots of White Houses down there.
Would you fasten your seatbelts, please?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be landing in a few minutes.
You going to feed us again before we land?
I'm afraid there isn't time.
You done had 4 meals and 3 snacks.
Flying makes me hungry.
But we's landing now.
Landing makes me hungry, too.
Will we go straight to the White House, Paul?
I think so, Ellie. Quicker we give our money to the president, the quicker he can commence fighting smog.
Sure hope wheezing down for supper. I'm starving.
Jim, if that boy takes his meals at the White House, the president's wife will never get out of the kitchen.
I can help with the cooking.
No, Ellie, I'll do that. You make the beds and do the dusting. And Jethro, you can mow the White House lawn and rake the leaves.
Let Ellie do that. President needs me for my brain.
Oh, pooh.
I'll likely be in the East Room or someplace sitting on his cabinet.
You keep your feet off the president's furniture.
Looks like we made it. The Clampetts aren't here yet. See you at the hotel.
Shifty, what if they don't show up?
They'll be here any minute. I checked their flight.
How are you going to get past the guard?
I'll handle it. It's important for the Clampetts to see me coming out of the White House.
Okay, good luck, honey.
Yeah. Schaefer, FBI?
Hold it.
What is it? What? The president is waiting. What is it?
I need to see your identification.
You don't recognize me?
Nope.
Good. I told J. Edgar this was a perfect disguise. See you later.
Hold it.
Look, you're delaying high-level meetings. Now, what do you want?
I want to see your pass.
My pass? Of course. My pass. How do you know? I must have left it on the president's desk. I'll go get it.
Hold it!
Now, what is it?
I can't let you in without a pass.
Is that your final word?
It is.
Excellent. You have passed the test with flying colors. Congratulations. Now, let me see now. You are guard number 16, Eastgate. Gets A1 rating. The president will be pleased. Now, don't be surprised if there's a little something extra in your stocking at Christmas.
Hold it!
Now, look, you have proven your efficiency, my good man. Don't press your luck. I may drop you to a B+. Just candy canes and bubble gum in your stocking. Beat it. Beat it? Careful. One word from me, and you'll be guarding a government igloo in Iceland.
I am going to count to 3 if you are not gone.
Never mind. I think my pigeons have just flown in from the West Coast.
Dandy big house the president's got.
Nice big yard, too.
Lots of room for critters.
Reckon he's got a garden and chickens?
Likely out back.
Well, here's all our stuff.
Here you are, Mr. Taxi Driver.
Thank you. Tell me, what time is the next public tour of the White House?
3 o'clock.
Yes, remember that. I'm going to ask questions later. Tell the president I'll be there.
Mr. Schaefer!
Honest John!
Well, bless my soul, if it isn't the Clampetts. What brings you to Washington, of all places?
We's here to see the president.
We want to talk to him about the smog problem.
We's gonna help him get rid of the stuff.
What a coincidence. You just appointed me chairman of a very special committee for that purpose.
I'm ready to give him my money if I just knew how.
Another coincidence. Just happens to be the function of my committee.
Hey,
dog! I try to do my humble bit.
Shall I make out the check to the president?
As a matter of fact, the check should be made payable to my committee.
What's that?
Citizens Against Smog Horror.
That's quite a lot to write.
Just use the initials.
Fine.
Citizens Against Smog Horror.
Now, shall I make it for the whole 95 million?
No. That might be a bit hard to handle.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, other public-spirited citizens not as wealthy as you might be embarrassed and not contribute at all.
Oh, well, we don't want that to happen.
I'm glad you understand.
Give him $5, Jed. Lots of folks got that much.
On the other hand, let's not go too far the other way. A little friendly embarrassment never hurt anybody.
How about starting with $1 million?
Excellent. Just the right amount to get the ball rolling.
That's 1, comma, not, comma, not, not.
Well, he's got a great head for ciphers, ain't he?
He's a real knothead.
Well, there you are, Mr. Honest John. I hope that primes the pump.
Beautiful. The president will be delighted.
Are you going to show it to him?
At our afternoon meeting. What time is that again, my good man?
3 o'clock.
Tell him to be on time. I'm a busy man.
You must know the president pretty good.
Pals, buddies.
Well, why don't you take us to the meeting with you? We'd like to say howdy to him.
And he'd like to say howdy to you.
Oh, golly.
However, the Secret Service requires security clearance.
Will that take long?
Do you happen to have birth certificates, color photographs, passports, and a complete set of fingerprints with you?
Why, no, we ain't.
Well, I'm afraid it'll take a while. Meantime, I'll put you up at a nice, comfortable hotel. Here! Taxi!
These are dandy fine accommodations, Mr. Honest John.
Well, thank you, Mr. Clampett. Here, let me show you something. Here you have a magnificent view of the entire city of Washington.
Well, ain't that pretty? Granny, Billy Mae. Mr. Honest John has fixed us up real nice here, ain't he?
Well, it's all right, but it ain't like staying at the White House.
Sure ain't. They got a kitchen over there where a fella can get a snack when he's hungry.
Ain't we going to get to stay at the White House at all?
Ellie Mae, don't pay no attention to him, Mr. Honest John. He is acting awful pushy.
Not at all. As soon as I have straightened out the matter of security clearance, I'm sure the president and his wife will issue you a formal invitation.
Oh,
Hot dog.
Well, you tell them that they ain't taking in a family of freeloaders. We'll pitch in and help with the housework and the chores.
I'll make that matter crystal clear to him.
We're right obliged to you.
Glad to do it. See you later, friend. Like $1 million. And here it is.
$1 million. Beautiful. I can have us packed in 5 minutes.
Wait a minute. Where are we going?
Mexico, Venezuela, you name it.
Flo, there are 94 more where this came from.
Now, don't get greedy. Let's take our $1 million and play it safe.
Baby, this is a chance of a lifetime. Think big.
I'm thinking big. We could get 20 years apiece.
Relax. I got those hillbillies in the palm of my hand. They're grapes waiting to be picked.
How?
Well, I got $1 million for Smog. I'll get $1 million for something else.
How?
I'll think of something. I'll sell them the White House.
How?
How? You sound like an Indian. That's it. You're going to be an Indian.
What?
It's beautiful. They'll love it. You are the last of the Columbia Indian. And that, dear friends, is why the president is embarrassed to invite you to the White House.
You mean he don't even own the house he lives in?
Not so much as a stick of furniture belongs to him.
That's terrible. No wonder he can't ask us to stay. I'd feel the same way in somebody else's house.
Mm-hmm.
Who owns it?
The White House stands on Indian ground.
No.
Yes, this entire area was once occupied by the Columbia Indians. That is why, to this day, it is called the District of Columbia.
Well, can't the government buy it from the Indians?
There's only one surviving member of the Columbia tribe, and she refuses to sell.
She?
Yes, the ancient and noble Princess Sitting Hawk.
What noble name?
A proud and defiant woman. Not all the pale-faced pony soldiers can drive her from the land she feels is rightfully hers.
Why won't she sell?
Sitting Hawk does not trust politicians. She says they speak with forked tongue.
Well, can't the president get her to sell the White House to him?
Every chief executive since Lincoln has tried.
Lincoln? How old is she?
Well, no one knows for sure, but at least 150.
Indians does live a long time.
She wouldn't even sell to Lincoln?
Well, she likes certain things about him. The fact that he was tall, a simple man, humble, honest. I would say that Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt have come closest to impressing Princess Sitting Hawk.
She favored Teddy, did she?
Well, he was a rugged outdoor man. She admired that. She liked his mustache. She called him Chief, hair on the lip.
Them two was the only ones that come close, huh?
Yes. If there only existed a man who combined the qualities of both. Tall, simple, humble, honest, a rugged outdoor man with a mustache.
You're describing Jed?
One who had never been involved in politics.
That's Jed.
Who?
Jed Clampett. He's sitting right here.
Now, Granny.
By Judge, I think she's got it.
Shucks, no.
Did you hear that? Shucks, no. It says everything. He's simple, he's humble, he's honest.
He's tall, and he's got hair on the lip.
He's our man.
Forget it. I can't handle nothing as important as this.
Mr. Clampett, when Andrew Jackson, Old Hickory, was asked to fight the Battle of New Orleans, do you know what he said? Forget it. I can't handle nothing as important as this.
Is that a fact?
But he won, and you will win. History has chosen you, and you cannot refuse.
Do it, Jed. Then we are sure to get an invite to the White House.
Well, I ain't gonna do it just for that.
Then you will do it?
Well, if it leaves the president's mind, least I can do is try.
Spoken like a true patriot. I will take you to Princess Sitting Hawk and act as your interpreter.
You talk Indian?
I learned as a child. The tongue of the Columbia Indians was the second language in our home.
How come?
Well, many moons ago, my family befriended the tribe. When all other pale faces were against them, the Indians knew they could always find refuge in the home of a Schaefer.
It was nice of your folks to take 'em in.
Our name has become part of the Indian language, synonymous with hospitality. To this very day, to be taken in is to be Schaefered.
Look, Jed, I think I see her.
Is that her, honest, John?
Yep. There she sits in front of her lonely teepee. The last of the noble Columbia Indians, the ancient and venerable Princess Sitting Hawk.
Does she sit there all the time?
Day and night. Winter and summer, rain or shine. She keeps silent vigil over her property.
Think they'd let her stay in the White House? It's on her land.
On the contrary. Why, they have cannons to keep her out.
Well, if that don't beat all.
Cannons to keep out a poor old 150-year-old Indian woman.
You can't hardly blame her for feeling spiteful.
Is that why she wears all that war paint?
Wouldn't you if somebody pointed cannons at you?
Now, you have sympathy and understanding for her cause. She's going to like you. I feel it.
Can we go talk to her now?
I will ask her. Monongahela, Hiawatha, Nantucket, Powwow.
Monongahela, Nicomas, Powwow.
She has agreed to a powwow. Chattanooga.
Choo-choo.
Paleface, Cayuga.
What'd you say?
I told her you were very friendly.
Good.
Pale face. Sequoia.
She says you're tall. She likes that.
Pale face. Ponderosa.
She likes your mustache.
Pale face. Tippecanoe. Shoshone too.
She says you're a combination of Lincoln and Roosevelt.
That's right, Cayuga of her.
Pale face.
Potawatomi?
No, Potawatomi.
What was that?
She wanted to know if you're a politician.
Tell her I'm a farmer.
Paleface, Manitoba.
Ah, Tallahassee.
She's very pleased.
Tell her I'm a doctor.
Paleface squaw, Zuni.
Ah, Zuni.
She's very impressed.
I didn't get no Tallahassee out of her.
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
That's better.
Sass. Catchawan.
She's invited us to sit down.
Well, maybe we better get down to business. Ask her if she'll sell me the White House property.
I'll do that.
Yeah, tell her if she does, I'll do my best to shape her.
What?
Take her into the White House.
Oh, yes.
But, Jed, we ain't been took in ourselves yet.
Don't worry, dear friends. Before this day is over, I promise you will be thoroughly shapen.
What's Sitting Hawk doing in there?
She's getting help from the spirit.
Well, she ought to lay off. Sounds like she's had enough.
Oh, no. She's contacting the spirits of her ancestors who have gone to the happy hunting grounds, asking their advice.
I hope they advise her to sell me the White House. First thing I'm going to do is take them cannons away.
Yeah, looking down the mouth of a cannon every day must be awful scary.
Not the Sitting Hawk. She is fearless. Even General Custer couldn't drive her from this spot.
He tried, did he?
Rode in here with his cavalry, yelling, shooting, waving their sabers. But she never budged.
Spunky little woman.
Her bravery so impressed General Custer that he called her Courageous Adversary, a name which has stuck to this day.
I'd have called him a few names.
Sitting Hawk got her revenge. She told her cousin, Sitting Bull. You know what happened to Custer?
Waukegan.
What's that?
It's the deed to the White House.
Oh, good.
Sitting Hawk. Poughkeepsie. Paleface Wigwam. Sequoia. Manitoba.
She has decided to sell the White House to the tall farmer.
Oh, I'm right, Tallahassee. Ask her how much she wants for it.
Yucca-lampum?
Uno alligator.
He and the spirits have arrived at the price of $1 million.
Tell her it's a deal.
Caracas.
Venezuela.
Write the check.
Oh, shall I make it out to Sitting Hawk?
Yes, but include the name bestowed on her by General Custer. That's courageous adversary, Sitting Hawk.
Well, I don't hardly have room for that.
Just use the initials. That's the custom here in Washington.
Courageous, adversary, Sitting Hawk.
Well, what do you know? Comes out just like the other check. C-A-S-H.
What a coincidence.
Ain't Sitting Hawk gonna get the money?
Of course, but first I have to change it into beads for her. Here's your Waukegan.
Howdy.
Howdy.
We's Clampett. This here is Granny, Ellie Mae, Jethro, and I'm Jed.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Can I help you folks?
Oh, no, thanks. We's all able-bodied.
The president is gonna chafer us.
I beg your pardon. Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, I think so.
I Poughkeepsied the White House from Sutton Hall.
No fooling.
How's gonna give the president his Waukegan?
And he'll be right Tallahassee to get it.
Well, we best Saskatchewan for the supper table. Hey, can we see the president now?
Just a second. I'll see if he's busy. Captain, Frank at the East Gate. I got 4 ding-a-lings here. Okay, but hurry.
What'd he say?
He's sending a car for you.
Oh, shucks, we'll walk. It ain't but a couple of 100 feet.
No. You just stay right here. The president wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, that's real Cayuga.
Oh, he's very Cayuga.
Do you notice anything familiar looking about Jed?
Should I?
He's Tippecanoe and Shoshone, too.
Now that you mention it, he certainly is.
It's being Sequoia and having a Ponderosa that does it.
But he ain't no pot to me.
Car's here.
Look at that big fancy limousine.
Yeah, we wasn't aiming to put on airs, but it looks like the president won't have it any other way.
He's gonna get chafered in style.
Yeah, Chattanooga.
Choo-choo.
He talks it real good, don't he? Well, come on, everybody.
Black hat, black boots, black belt. Bad news for the bad guys. Walker, Texas Ranger. Weeknights at 6 on the Hallmark Channel. Let there be light! Their ancient struggles.
We must have our strength and destroy you with a word.
Became eternal stories.
What could a man know of a god so mighty as to make all this?
Egypt will starve.
In the Beginning premieres tonight at 7 on the Hallmark Channel.
Back now. Here.
This has been a film.
Come and listen.
wanted to see me, Mr. Clampett?
Yes, sir, Mr. Honest John. We had us a kind of a bad experience.
Here? In my town? Washington, D.C.?
Yes, sir. It happened right after I bought the White House from your Indian friend, Sutton Hawk.
Ah, yes. The last of the District of Columbia Indians. Noble woman.
Oh, I ain't faulting her. It was when we took the deed over to give it to the president that we run into the trouble.
You tried to see the president without telling me?
Oh, we didn't want to bother you. We thought we'd just drop in, hand him the Waukegan.
What?
Are you forgetting? Waukegan is Indian for deed.
Ah, yes, of course. You gave it the pale-faced pronunciation. Confused me for a moment.
Well, anyway, it was at the gate to the White House where things went wrong.
I'll say they did.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, especially for your sake, Ellie Mae.
No, I'm Granny.
I did it again. It's very confusing. You both look so young and radiant.
Well, I don't feel young and radiant. When we tried to see the president, they took us to the calaboose.
No.
Well, come to think of it, it wasn't exactly a calaboose. It was more like a hospital.
Well, anyway, it was something called a psycho ward.
Do you know what that is?
Can't
Never
say
heard
as I
of
did.
it.
That, my friends, is a place reserved for very important visitors, like yourself.
Now that I recollect, they did think that we come from a foreign country.
Yeah, a place called Paranoid.
There was another country mentioned, too.
That's right. They said from the way we looked and acted, we was either paranoics or schizophrenics.
Yeah.
A natural mistake. There are many of them here in Washington.
Well, you'd think that after Jed laying out $1 million to buy the White House for him, the president would see us.
I'll go to the White House right now and speak to the chief.
Well, you tell him and his missus that we would like to be invited for victuals.
You will be. Victuals in the gold room.
Tell the president's missus not to go to no trouble.
I'll do that. I'm sure the First Lady will be very relieved.
First Lady?
That's how we refer to the president's wife.
Did you hear that, Granny? They call her the First Lady.
Yeah. I bet the other presidents' wives wouldn't appreciate a crack like that.
Flo? Flo? Flo, where are you?
I'm trying to scrape off this Indian paint so we can blow town.
No, Tom. Honey, I've got the Clampetts convinced that you own the entire District of Columbia.
So?
So, I've only sold them one little parcel, the White House.
Now, Shifty.
Well, what's wrong with getting another $1 million for the Capitol building and the Washington Monument? Independence Hall.
That's in Philadelphia.
I'll let it go for half price. Now get the paint back on. You're sitting hawk, and they're sitting ducks.
Shifty, be sensible. You got $1 million to fight smog. You got another $1 million for the White House. Let's take the $2 million and fly to Guatemala.
Guatemala? What's in Guatemala?
When we get there, us and the $2 million.
Forget it.
All right, then. Let's split the money.
That's the deal. The next $2 million is yours. Honey, have a little faith in me and we'll be in Clover.
We'll be in Leavenworth.
Sweetie, you're arguing with a man who's a proven success. I'm worth $2 million. You haven't got a penny. Go put on the paint.
Wow!
Where is Ellie Mae? I need her to help with the housework.
Granny, there's a maid that does all that.
You can't expect one poor girl to do it all, Jed. There's 1,000 rooms in this hotel.
Wow, Granny! That's Thomas' surprise.
Well, that's mighty nice of you, Ellie.
What is it, Ellie?
Take a look. Ain't they cute?
Of course it's cute, Ellie. But if there's one thing we don't need right now, it's more critters.
Your paw's right, Ellie. Take 'em back.
But, Granny, I already named them.
Don't matter. Take 'em back.
They's all named after presidents. This one here is George Washington. This one here is Abraham Lincoln. And this one is Theodore Roosevelt.
Take 'em back, Ellie.
This one is Jefferson Davis.
He can stay.
We got so many critters now, Mr. Drysdale has to look after them first.
One poor little Confederate kitten ain't no bother. Besides, Miss Jane is there to help.
Big show inside. Chief, I have got to talk to you.
Did you buy a ticket?
Well, of course not.
Right over there, 25 cents.
What is going on in there?
Buy a ticket and find out.
Chief, this is important. I have got to talk to you.
Not without the ticket. There. Now make it snappy. School will be out pretty soon. I'm expecting a couple hundred kids for the big show.
What big show?
Yeah, these animals. If I'm going to take care of them, I might as well make a buck.
Children can see animals at the zoo for nothing.
I've got an act they won't see at the zoo. Fearless leopard woman fights full-grown mountain lion with her bare hands.
Where are you going to find anybody crazy enough to do a thing like that?
See if this fits.
Forget it.
Are you going to disappoint all those children?
And the mountain lion. Now, perhaps you had better listen to the news. Washington, D.C. bank just phoned. Jed Clampett has written checks for $2 million.
$2 million? Who'd they made out to?
Cash? The bank simply wanted to know if they were good.
Well, I hope you told them no.
Chief, I can't lie.
You can't lie. You can't fight mountain lions. What do I need you for?
Well, for one thing, to take care of the bank while you're putting on kiddie shows.
Don't knock it. 200 kids at 25 cents a throw, that's $75.
That's $50.
So you caught me. You'd be surprised how many people don't. Now hop on a plane to Washington and bring the Clampetts home.
Well, what do I use for money?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. There's $500. Bring back the change.
That's $300.
So you caught me again. Big deal. Happy landings.
I must say, Chief, you're taking this all very calmly.
Why not? At least the Clampetts aren't in the clutches of that confidence man, Shifty Schaefer.
I said, Mr. President, my pals, the Clampetts, have spent $2 million on your behalf.
When are we going to see him?
Then I said, if necessary, I'm sure they'd be willing to spend even more.
What did he say?
You should have seen his face.
We'd like to.
He was deeply moved. Tears welled up in his eyes. Have you ever seen a president cry?
We ain't never seen a president do nothing.
Granny, let Miss John tell his story.
What makes you think it's a story? Oh, yes, you mean the account of what happened. Yes, well, just then the hotline from the Capitol building rang. Congress was in a turmoil.
How come?
Sitting Hawk has pitched her teepee on the grounds of the Capitol building and will allow no one to enter or leave her property.
Well, that's right. She owns the whole shooting match.
Congress has adjourned. The country is paralyzed. A state of emergency has been declared. No one knows what to do. It's terrible.
Well, why don't we just go over to the Capitol and I'll buy it from her?
What an idea. What a patriotic gesture. Once again, you have saved your country. The president will be overjoyed.
This time we'd like to see the joy.
My doggies, that's just about the prettiest building I ever did see.
It's even bigger than the White House.
I think I see Sitting Hawk.
Where, Jed?
Got her teepee pitched in the bushes yonder.
Isn't it terrible to think that our nation's capital can be barricaded by one stubborn Indian?
Well, now, you gotta remember, she don't trust Potawatomis.
Who?
Politician. They speak with forked tongue.
Oh, yeah.
How much do you reckon that she's going to charge Jed for the Capitol?
Who knows? I'll do my best to bargain with her. Let's go.
How?
Howdy, ma'am.
Sequoia, Manitoba, Ponderosa.
Yep. The tall farmer with a mustache. That's me.
Minnehaha, Zuni.
I know Zuni means doctor. But what's that ha-ha business?
Minnehaha means lovely lady.
Lovely lady doctor. Ain't that nice?
Schlemiel.
What does that mean?
Loosely translated, that means genius.
She sure got you, Peg.
Ask her what you take for the capital.
Pawtucket wampum powwow wigwam.
Narragansett.
Make an offer.
Don't start too high, Jed. Leave room to dicker.
I will.
You want me to loosen her up with a shot of firewater?
Oh, no. Well, honest, John, I paid her one Allegheny for the White House. Ask her if she'll take that for the capital.
We can try. Chickasaw, Wichita, Allegheny?
Okefenokee.
What'd she say?
I'm afraid there's no polite way to interpret that.
I take it she turned me down.
Very rudely.
Powwow wigwam. Tacoma, Allegheny.
She's asking $2 million.
Tell her to go Okefenokee.
Granny. Well, honest, John, if that's her rock bottom price, I reckon we'll have to meet it.
Tacoma, Allegheny?
Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa. It's Sadia.
Shall I give the check to Princess Sutton Hawk?
No. There's a special congressional committee to handle the acquisition. Make your check payable to, Committee Acquiring Senate Headquarters.
That's a lot to write. Couldn't I just use the initials again?
Good idea. The Washington short form.
Committee Acquiring Senate Headquarters.
Well, what do you know? Comes out CASH again.
Honest, John, if Jed is buying the capital from Sutton Hawk, why can't she get to keep the money?
She will. But first, Congress has to convert it to buffalo hide.
Well, there you are, Schlemiel.
What was that? Oh, the Indian word for genius, yeah.
Now can we get to see the president?
Of course. First, however, Sitting Hawk has authorized me to offer for sale several other choice parcels of local real estate.
Ixnay.
Ixnay. That's the Washington Monument.
Ixnay. Amscray.
What's Amscray?
That's the Lincoln Memorial. She'll only sell them if you take them both. She doesn't want to break up a set.
Well, I reckon it wouldn't do no harm to look at them.
Well spoken, my friend.
Guatemala pronto.
What'd she say?
She doesn't want to sell the airport. But if she closes it down, where will people land?
Oh, we gotta have an airport.
Yes, now look. You two stroll over and take a look at the Capitol. I will reason with her in her native language. See you at the hotel.
Sure do hope you can get her to Poughkeepsie to Guatemala.
I'll do my best.
So long, Sutton Hawk. Don't take any wooden buffalo hides.
You.
Look at Theodore Roosevelt go after that milk. He's got the best appetite of the bunch.
You know something, Millie? I can't find paranoid no place. Now, schizophrenia neither.
What are you talking about?
Remember in the psycho ward when they said we was either paranoics or schizophrenics? Well, this here map of the world don't show neither one of them countries.
Oh, who cares? We's Americans. Come on, Theodore. Now you can curl up on a bed and take a nap with George Washington.
Found Paraguay, but no paranoid. Come in.
Excuse me, sir. If you're finished, I'll take the dishes.
Oh, sure. Help yourself.
Thank
Hey, tell me something. Do I look foreign to you?
No. Why?
Well, some folks think we's a family of paranoiacs or schizophrenics.
What folks?
The ones that had us at the psycho ward.
They had you at the psycho ward?
They picked us up just as we was moving into the White House.
Oh, well, that's a shame. I hope you enjoyed your lunch.
Oh, yeah. The first two was real good. They couldn't finish the third, so Ellie may give part of it to Theodore Roosevelt.
Sorry.
Hi. Will y'all be quiet. You're going to wake up George Washington.
George Washington is sleeping in there?
Right over yonder. Abraham Lincoln and Jefferson Davis is in that room.
Swell. Glad they finally made up.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Waiter. Guess what, youngins? I just bought the Capitol building, lock, stock, and senate.
Dog. And if the price is right, he's gonna buy the Ixnay and the M scrape.
That's the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh, Mr. Waiter, this here's my granny, and that's my pa.
That figures.
Uncle Jed, that Washington Monument is a real moneymaker. Why, they get 10 cents a head just to ride up in the elevator.
I ain't buying it to make money, Jethro. I'm going to turn the whole thing over to the United States government.
Can we go along, Pa?
You take the young'uns, Jed. I've got some sheets to wash.
Come on. Honest John's waiting to take it.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, how do you like it?
Real fine, and that sure is a dandy elevator ride for 10 cents.
Now that you're buying it, you can ride free.
My doggies, if an am screen is pretty as the Ixnay.
And it's all yours for the bargain price of $1 million.
Hey, Uncle Jed, now that you bought the Supreme Court building, can I be a judge?
How about that, Honest John?
It's a cinch. I'll talk to the president.
But Honest John, what would I do with the Pentagon?
We'll think of something. It's too good a bargain to pass up.
Shifty, I've been worried out of my mind.
Relax, Squaw. Chief Lassalute has returned triumphant. Are you ready? You are looking at $10 million in pale-face wampum.
10 million?
And you wanted to quit with 2. Look at this. Smart control. The White House. The Capitol. Washington Monument and Lincoln Memorial. The Zoo. Supreme Court building. The Pentagon. Dulles Airport. Library of Congress. The Potomac River.
You got $1 million for the Potomac River?
It was so polluted, I let it go cheap. What?
Shifty, I gotta hand it to you.
Good idea. That'll be our champagne and caviar.
Who ordered that?
I did. I thought a little celebration is in order. Come in.
Excuse me, I'm looking for some kittens at Mr. Honest John.
Kelly May, done found one of your kittens. Honest John.
Well, would you look at this?
It's Honest John and Setting Hawk.
There's me.
Honest John, I sure never expected this.
Well, you see,
You have got to be the nicest man that ever lived.
well, you see what happened? What?
Who else but you would take in a poor old Indian woman ain't got no place to pitch her teepee?
What?
Ain't I always said it? The man is a living saint.
He's the salt of the earth.
One of nature's noblemen.
I don't know what to say.
You don't need words, Honest John. You speak with deeds, deeds of kindness.
I'm good, 'cause you're the greatest American I know.
Please, don't say that. It's not true.
It sure is.
That's a fact. If everybody was like you, there wouldn't be no wars or riots. All God's children would love one another like they was meant to.
Stop it. Will you?
We ain't said half enough. Why, you must be the finest man that ever lived.
Look, you want to know the kind of man I am? I'm a confidence man.
That's the truth. We got nothing but confidence in you.
You don't know what you're saying.
I don't, huh? When you're the only man that a 150-year-old Indian will trust, you are something special.
All right. Want to hear something? This woman is my wife.
Did you hear that? This blessed man married this poor old hag to make her last days on earth happy.
Listen to me. We work together. We're Confederate.
Glory be if all the people were like you, the South will rise again. Oh, God bless you, honeymooners.
Granny, I think we'd best get out of here before we all go to bawling.
Wait a minute. Here. Take your 10 million back.
Why? It's yours and hers.
We don't want it. We don't need it.
What's the matter? Was it something we said?
It's everything you said. Here.
Well, I'm not taking it back.
Well, I'm not keeping it. Happy New Year. Well, Caller, let's go in the other teepee.
Well, if that don't beat all.
It's our own fault, Granny. We overpraised him. You just can't do that to a modest man. Well, come on, everybody. You could like to thank you.
This has been a Filmways presentation.
Get down to business. Ask her if she will sell me the White House property. I will do that. Tell her if she does, I will do my best to shape her, Jed said. What, take her into the White House? Oh yes, but, Jed, we ain't been tookin' ourselves yet. Don't worry, dear friends. Before this day is over, I promise you we will be thoroughly shaped. Shifty promised. What is Settenhoff doing in there? Jed asked. She is getting help from the spirits, Shifty said. Well, she ought to lay off. Sounds like she has had enough, Jed said. Oh no. She is contacting the spirits of her ancestors who have gone to the happy hunting grounds. Asking their advice, Shifty said. I hope they advise you to sell me the White House. First thing I am going to do is take them cannons away, Jed said. Looking down the mouth of a cannon every day must be awful scary. Not the sitting hawk. She is fearless, Shifty said. Even General Custer could not drive her from this spot. He tried. Did he? Rode in here with his cavalry, yelling, shooting, waving their sabers, but she never budged. Spunky little woman. A bravey so impressed General Custer that he called her courageous adversary. A name which has stuck to this day, Shifty said. I would have called him a few names. Sitting Hawk got her revenge. She told her cousin Sitting Bull, you know what happened to Custer. Oh yeah, Waukegan. What is that? It is the deed to the White House. Oh good, Sitting Hawk, Poughkeepsie. Pale Face Wigwam, Sequoia, Manitoba. She has decided to sell the White House to the tall farmer. Oh, I am right, Tallahassee. Ask her how much she wants for it. Yucca lumpum, uno a leg. He and the spirits have arrived at the price of 1 million. Tell her it is a deal, Caracas. Venezuela, write the check. Oh, shall I make it out to Sitting Hawk? Jed asked. Yes, but include the name bestowed on her by General Custer, Shifty said. That is courageous adversary Sitting Hawk. I do not hardly have room for that. Just use the initials, Shifty said. That is the custom here in Washington, courageous adversary Sitting Hawk. Well, what do you know? Comes out just like the other check. CSH. Oh, what a coincidence. Ain't Sitting Hawk gonna get the money, of course, but first I have to change it into beads for her. Shifty said. Here is the one key you get. Howdy, we is the Clampetts, this here is Granny. Ellie Mae, Jethro, and I am Jay. Howdy. Can I help you folks? Oh no, thanks. We is all able-bodied, Jed said. The president is gonna shave for us, I beg your pardon. Can you keep a secret? Jed asked. I think so, Jed said. I percept the White House from Sitting Hawk, the whole fool of them. How is he gonna give the president his marquee gift? And he will be right tallyhussy to get it. Jed asked. Well, we best ask Atcham for a supper table. Hey, can we see the president now? Just a second. I will, see if he is busy, the guard said. Captain, Frank at these gate. I got 4 dingalings here, the guard said. Okay, but hurry, the captain said. What did he say? Jed asked. He is sending a car for you, the guard said. Oh, shucks, we will walk. It ain't but a couple 100 feet, Jed said. No, you just stay right here, the president would not have it any other way. The guard said. Well, that is real Cayuga. Oh, he is very Cayuga. Do you notice anything familiar looking about Jed? The guard asked. Should I? He is Tippecanoe, and so show me too, now that you mention it, he certainly is. It is being Sequoia and having a Ponderosa that does it, but he ain't no pot to what to me. Car is here, look at that big, fancy limousine, Jed said. Yeah, we wasn't aiming to put on airs, but looks like the president won't have it any other way. He is gonna get Chafford in style, yeah, Chattanooga, choo-choo, he talks it real good, don't he? Come on, everybody, Jed said. The days in Washington were filled with sights and sounds that Jed and his kin had never imagined. They traveled through the streets in the president's own car, the soft velvet seats and polished chrome reflecting their own wide-eyed wonder. Everywhere they looked, there were monuments to history, and every building seemed to hold a story of its own. They walked through the halls of the Capitol, their footsteps echoing on the marble floors, and Granny even tried to dust one of the statues, thinking it needed a good cleaning. Ellie Mae was in her element, finding pigeons to feed and squirrels to chase, while Jethro was convinced he was becoming a political mastermind simply by standing in the presence of so many politicians. Jed, however, remained his humble, honest self, always tipping his hat to the guards and offering a friendly hello to everyone he passed. He felt a deep sense of responsibility, believing that he was acting on behalf of the president and the people of the country. Honest John, ever the smooth talker, was always by their side, guiding them through the maze of government business and ensuring they stayed focused on their noble goal of fighting smog. He assured them that the president was deeply moved by their patriotism and that a formal invitation to dine at the White House was just around the corner. Every night, the family would return to their hotel, their hearts full of stories and their minds buzzing with the excitement of their new life. Granny would sit in her rocking chair, complaining about the lack of good grits in the city, while Jethro practiced his political speeches in the mirror, and Ellie Mae dreamed of all the creatures she would find in the White House gardens. Jed, though, would sit by the window, watching the lights of the city twinkle below, thinking about how far they had come from their humble mountain home and how lucky he was to have his family by his side. They had their money, they had their dreams, and they had each other, and for Jed Clampett, that was more than enough to make any man feel like a millionaire, regardless of what the bank balance said. The final days of their visit were a whirlwind of activity. They visited the library, where Jethro tried to read every book at once, and they spent hours at the museum, where Granny was convinced that the dinosaur skeletons were just poorly fed critters from back home. They even had a chance to visit the river, which Jed had also purchased, though he was still trying to figure out how to go about cleaning up such a massive amount of water. Through it all, the family remained resilient, their simple wisdom often baffling the sophisticated Washingtonians they encountered. They were a breath of fresh air in a city that was often too caught up in its own importance, and in their own way, they left a mark on the city that would not soon be forgotten. As they prepared to return home, Jed felt a sense of peace. They had done their best to help, they had seen the world, and they had learned that no matter where you go, home is where the family is. They packed their bags, thanked their new friends, and prepared to board the plane that would take them back to their own quiet mountain life, leaving behind the smog, the monuments, and the memories of their grand adventure in Washington, forever cherishing the belief that they had truly made a difference in the world. As they looked out the windows of the plane, watching the city shrink to the size of a toy, Jed put an arm around Granny and smiled. They were going home, and for a mountaineer like him, there was no better place to be. The adventure had been grand, the memories would last a lifetime, and they were returning with the same simple values they had carried with them when they first left. Home. Life, after all, was what you made of it, and Jed Clampett had made a life that was rich with love, laughter, and the joy of being exactly who he was, and that, he decided, was the greatest adventure of all. The flight was smooth, the sky was clear, and as the plane touched down back in their own familiar territory, Jed knew that they were finally back where they belonged, ready to start a new day in the mountains, surrounded by the sights and sounds that had always been home to them. And as they walked off the plane and into the fresh, mountain air, Jed took a deep breath, smiled at his family, and realized that he was quite simply the luckiest man in the world. The return to the mountain home was as quiet and peaceful as their departure had been loud and exciting. The familiar scent of pine and mountain soil filled the air, and for the first time in weeks, Jed felt his heart settle into its natural rhythm. The critters greeted them with enthusiasm, the chickens clucking, the dogs barking, and even the mountain cats seemed to recognize their return. Life resumed its natural pace, and though the memories of Washington lingered like a half-forgotten dream, they were quickly replaced by the simple, enduring pleasures of home. Granny was back in her kitchen, her pots and pans at the ball rolling. Honest John said, "That is 1, not, Jed said. "Boy has got a great head for ciphers, ain't he?" Granny observed. "He is a real knothead," Honest John noted. "Well, there you are, Mr. Honest John. I hope that primes the pump," Jed said. "Beautiful, the president will be delighted," Honest John said. "Are you going to show it to him?" Jed asked. "At our afternoon meeting," Honest John said. "What time is that again, my good man?" Jed asked. 3 o'clock, Honest John said. "That will be on time. I am a busy man," he said. "You must know the president pretty good," Jed observed. "Pals, buddies," Honest John claimed. "Well, why do not you take us to the meeting with you? We would like to say howdy to him, and he would like to say hi-dee to you," Jed said. "Oh golly, however, the Secret Service requires security clearance," Honest John warned. "Will that take long?" Jed asked. "Do you happen to have birth certificates, color photographs, passports, and a complete set of fingerprints with you?" Honest John asked. "Why, no, we ain't," Jed said. "Well, I am afraid it will take a while," Honest John said. "Meantime, I will put you up at a nice, comfortable hotel," he offered. Yeah, taxi, these are dainty fine accommodations, Mr. Honest John," Jed said. "Well, thank you, Mr. Clampett. Here, let me show you something. Here you have a magnificent view over the entire city of Washington," Honest John said. "Well, isn't that pretty?" Granny asked. "Granny, believe me, Mr. Honest John is fixing us up real nice here," Jed asked. "Well, it is all right, but it ain't like staying at the White House," Granny grumbled. "Sure ain't. They got a kitchen over there where a fella can get a snack when he is hungry," Jethro noted. "Ain't we gonna get to stay at the White House at all?" Granny asked. "Ellie Mae, do not pay no attention to him, Mr. Honest John," Jed said. "He is acting awful pushy," Jed said. "Not at all, as soon as I have straightened out the matter of security clearance. I am sure the president and his wife will issue you a formal invitation," Honest John promised. "Oh boy, well, you tell them that they ain't taking in a family of freeloaders. We will pitch in and help with the housework and the chores," Jed said. "I will make that matter crystal clear to him," Honest John said. "We are glad of life to you, glad to do it. See you later, friends," Jed said. "Shifty, baby, how did it go?" he asked. "Like $1 million, and here it is, $1 million, beautiful. I can have us packed in 5 minutes," Shifty said. "Wait a minute, where are we going?" he asked. "Mexico, Venezuela, you name it," Shifty said. "Flo, there are 94 more where this came from," he said. "Now, don't get greedy. Let us take our million and play it safe," he urged. "Baby, this is a chance of a lifetime," Shifty said. "Think big," he said. "I am thinking big," he said. "We could get 20 years apiece," he noted. "Max, I got those hillbillies in the palm of my hand. They are grapes waiting to be picked," Shifty said. "How?" he asked. "Well, I got $1 million for Smog. I will get $1 million for something else," Shifty said. "How?" he asked. "I will think of something. I will sell them the White House," Shifty proposed. How, you sound like an Indian, he said. That is it, you are going to be an Indian. What, it is beautiful, they will love it. You are the last of the Columbia Indian, and that, dear friends, is why the president is embarrassed to invite you to the White House, Shifty claimed. You mean he does not even own the house he lives in? Jed asked. Not so much as a stick of furniture belongs to him, Shifty lied. That is terrible, no wonder he cannot ask us to stay, Jed said. I would feel the same way in somebody else's house, Jed said. Who owns it? Jed asked. The White House stands on Indian ground, Shifty said. No, yes, this entire area was once occupied by the Columbia Indians, that is why, to this day, it is called the District of Columbia, Shifty explained. Well, cannot the government buy it from the Indians? Jed asked. There is only one surviving member of the Columbia tribe, and she refuses to sell, Shifty said. She, yes, the ancient and noble Princess Sitting Hawk, Shifty said. What noble mean? Jed asked. A proud and defiant woman. Not all the pale-faced pony soldiers can drive her from the land she feels is rightfully hers, Shifty said. Why won't she sell? Jed asked. Sitting Hawk does not trust politicians. She says they speak with forked tongue, Shifty said. Well, cannot the president get her to sell the White House to him? Jed asked. I have been chief executive since Lincoln has tried, Shifty said. Lincoln, how old is she? Jed asked. Well, no one knows for sure, but at least 150, Shifty said. Indians does live a long time, Granny observed. She would not even sell to Lincoln, Jed asked. Well, she likes certain things about him, the fact that he was tall, a simple man, humble, honest. I would say that Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt have come closest to impressing Princess Sitting Hawk. Shifty explained. She favored Teddy, did she? Jed asked. Well, he was a rugged outdoor man. She admired that, she liked his mustache. She called him Chief Hair on the Lip, Shifty said. Them two was the only ones that come close, huh? Jed asked. Yes, if there only existed a man who combined the qualities of both tall, simple, humble, honest. A rugged outdoor man with a mustache, Shifty said. You are describing Jed, Miss Hathaway said. One who had never been involved in politics, Shifty added. That is Jed Clampett, he is sitting right here, Jed said. Now, Granny, by charge, I think she has got it, Jed said. Shucks, no, did you hear that? Shucks, no, it says everything. He is simple, he is humble. He is honest, he is tall, and he has got hair on the lip, he is our man, Shifty said. Forget it, I cannot handle nothing as important as this, Jed said. Mr. Clampett, when Andrew Jackson, Old Hickory, was asked to fight the Battle of New Orleans. Do you know what he said? Forget it, I cannot handle nothing as important as this, Shifty quoted. Is that a fact? But he won, and you will win, history has chosen you, and you cannot refuse, do it. Jed, Granny urged. Well, I ain't gonna do it just for that, Jed said. Then you will do it, Jed asked. Well, at least the president's mine, least I can do is try, Jed said. Spoken like a true patriot. I will take you to Princess Sitting Hawk and act as your interpreter. Shifty promised. You talk Indian? Jed asked. I learned as a child. The tongue of the Columbia Indians was the second language in our home. Shifty lied. How come? Jed asked. Well, many moons ago, my family befriended the tribe. When all other pale faces were against them, the Indians knew they could always find refuge in the home of a shaper. Shifty explained. It was nice of your folks to take them in. Our name has become part of the Indian language. Synonymous with hospitality, to this very day, to be taken in is to be shapered, Shifty said. Look, Jed, I think I see her, Shifty said. Is that her, Ernest John? Jed asked. Yep. There she sits in front of her lonely teepee, the last of the noble Columbia Indians. The ancient and venerable Princess Sitting Hawk, Shifty said. Does she sit there all the time? Jed asked. Day and night, winter and summer, rain or shine. She keeps silent vigil over home, Shifty said. You think they would let her stay in a White House? Jed asked. It is on her land, on the contrary, why, they have cannons to keep her out, Shifty said. Well, if that do not beat all. Cannons to keep out a poor old 150-year-old Indian woman. You cannot hardly blame her for feeling spiteful. Is that why she wears all that war paint? Wouldn't you if somebody pointed cannons at you now? You have sympathy and understanding for her cause. She is gonna like you, I feel it. Can we go talk to her now? I will ask her, Shifty said. She has agreed to a powwow, Shifty said. Chattanooga, choo-choo, Shifty said. Paleface Cayuga, Shifty said. What did you say? Jed asked. I told her you were very friendly, Shifty said. Good, Paleface Sequoia, Shifty said. She says you are tall, she likes that, Shifty said. Paleface Anderosa. She likes your mustache, Paleface Tippecanoe. Shoshone too. She says you are a combination of Lincoln and Roseland, that is right, Cayuga of her, Jed said. Paleface Potawatomi, no, Potawatomi, what was that? She wanted to know if you are a politician. Shifty said. Tell her I am a farmer, Jed said. Paleface Manitoba, Tallahassee, she is very pleased. Tell her I am a doctor. Paleface Squaw Zuni, Zuni, she is very impressed. I did not get no Tallahassee out of her. Jed said. Tallahassee, that is better, Saskatchewan. She has invited us to sit down. Shifty said. Well, maybe we better. Mr. Drysdale agreed. 20.40. Now, you owe me $2.50, Mr. Little noted. No, that is $3,750. A 5 minutes work. The president does not get that much, and he is the real thing, Mr. Drysdale grumbled. Excuse me, Chief, these foreclosures are red. Aren't you Rich Little, the impressionist? Miss Hathaway asked. Yes, I am, he said. Oh, Mr. Little, I just love your impression of John Wayne, she beamed. Well, thank you very much, ma'am, he said. Now, let me say that if we had girls like you out on the trail, I never would have given my horse a second look, he said, perfectly imitating the famous actor. Oh, that is marvelous, thank you, she laughed. Hey, and your Ed Sullivan is an absolute classic, she added. Oh, Ed Sullivan, wonderful, would you do me a favor there, young sir? Would you come on our show next Sunday night and bring your stuffed giraffe, she asked. Yes, I would love to have you, she added. What else are you going to have on the show, she asked. A World War I with the original cast, in living color with a surprise ending, he replied. Oh, isn't he fabulous, she asked. He certainly is, Mr. Drysdale agreed. It has been a real pleasure, Mr. Little said. Wait a minute, you are forgetting something again, Mr. Drysdale said. Oh yes, you will see, what are you charging her for Wayne and Sullivan, Mr. Drysdale asked. Oh, nothing, I will accept the same arrangement, Mr. Little said. Watch this, don't leave no milk for a spell, we is going to Washington, Granny announced. Yeah, well, you are going to Washington, Jed said. We is, Granny asked. That is what the message says, have a good trip, Jed said. Hey, Uncle Jeff, we is going to Washington, we just got the message, Jethro shouted. What did you say, boy, Jed asked. We is going to Washington, Jethro repeated. The fellow in the white coat just brought the message from the president, Jethro explained. Well, where is he, Jed asked. Yonder he goes. Ain't that the milkman, Granny asked. Being a milkman is what you call a cover, Jethro explained. Cover, he is really a secret agent for the government, is he not, Jethro asked. Yeah, I learned all that stuff when I was a double-knot spy, Jethro said. Well, I reckon we best get packing. Should I convert my electric car back to steam, Jethro asked. No, I think we better fly. When the president sends for you, you don't want to keep him waiting, Jed said. Well, if he comes in, will you please ask him to call his office immediately? It is an emergency. Thank you, how do you like it, Miss Holloway, Mr. Drysdale asked. Chief, where have you been, she asked. Shopping, he replied. Any messages, he asked. Oh, just one. But it is a beauty, the Clappers are leaving for Washington, she said. What? They are determined to give their $95 million to the president, she said. We have got to stop them, get Rich Little back, he said. You are kidding, she said. Here is a signed check, he said, handing it to her. He can make it out for any amount he likes. I will get up to the Clappers and delay them until he calls, he promised. I made it, they are still here, Mr. Drysdale said. Clarence, Granny, Ellie Mae, Jethro, there is everybody, Mr. Drysdale said. Oh, hello, Bessie, is that for me, Jed asked. How are you, dear Mr. Drysdale? Please feed the critters till we get back. Jed read from a note. Enjoying your flight, yes, ma'am. Thank you, we is going to Washington to see the president. We is going to give him $95 million, Granny said. Oh boy, you know the president, talked to him this morning. I am fetching him a baby possum. And I am taking him a jar of pickled pawpaws and some hand-slung chitlins. We was going in my electric car. But I couldn't find no 3,000-mile extension cord. Jed said. That is very interesting, young lady. How high would you say we are flying? Jed asked. A lot higher than the plane, the stewardess replied. I got the wind, everybody. We are flying over a right pretty town. That there is Washington, District of Columbia, Jed observed. Anybody see the White House? Jed asked. Appears to be lots of white houses down there, Granny said. Would you fasten your seatbelts, please? The stewardess asked. Yes, ma'am, Jed said. We will be landing in a few minutes, she said. You gonna feed us again before we land? Granny asked. I am afraid there is not time. You done had 4 meals and 3 snacks, she said. Why, it makes me hungry, but we is landing now, Granny said. Landing makes me hungry, too, Ellie Mae said. We go straight to the White House, Paul, Ellie Mae asked. I think so, Ellie. The quicker we give our money to the president, the quicker he can commence fighting smog, Jed said. Sure. I will breeze him down for supper. I am starving, Jethro said. Jed, if that boy takes his meals at the White House, the president's wife will never get out of the kitchen, Granny noted. I can help with the cooking, Ellie Mae said. No, Ellie, I will do that. You make the beds and do the dusting, Granny instructed. And Jethro, you can mow the White House lawn and rake the leaves, Granny said. Let Ellie do that. The president needs me for my brain, Jethro countered. Oh, pooh, I will likely be in the East Room or someplace sitting on his cabinet, Jethro said. You keep your feet off the president's furniture, Granny warned. Looks like we made it. The climate is on here. See you at the hotel, Jed said. Shifty, what if they do not show up? He asked. They will be here any minute. I checked their flight, Shifty replied. How are you going to get past the guard? Shifty asked. I will handle it, he said. It is important for the Clampetts to see me coming out of the White House, he said. Okay, good luck, honey, Shifty said. Jaffa, Federal Bureau of Investigation, hold it. What is it? What? The president is waiting, he said. What is it? I need to see your identification, the guard asked. You don't recognize me, he asked. Nope, he said. Good, I told you, Edgar, this was a perfect disguise. See you later, hold it, he said. Look, you are delaying high-level meetings now. What do you want? The guard asked. I want to see your pass, he asked. My pass, of course my pass, but how do you know? He asked. I must have left it on the president's desk. I will go get it, he said. Hold it, now what is it? The guard asked. I cannot let you in without a pass, he said. Is that your final word? He asked. It is. Excellent, you have passed the test with flying colors. Congratulations. Now, let me see. Now, you are guard number 16. Escape gets a 1 rating. The president will be pleased. Now, don't be surprised if there is a little something extra in your stocking at Christmas. Hold it, now. Look, you have proven your efficiency, my good man. Don't press your luck. I may drop you to a B+, just candy canes and bubble gum in your stocking. Beat it, beat it. Cavill, 1 word from me and you will be guarding a government igloo in Iceland. I am going to count to 3 if you are not gone. Never mind. I think my pigeons have just flown in from the West Coast. Danny, big house the president has got. Jed said. Nice big yard, too, lots of room for critters, Jethro observed. Reckon he has got a garden and chickens, Jed asked. Likely, I would bet, Jethro said. Well, here is all our stuff. Here you are, Mr. Taxi Driver, Jed said. Thank you, the driver said. Now, tell me, what time is the next public tour of the White House? Jed asked. 3 o'clock, he said. Yeah, remember that. I am going to ask questions later, Jed said. Tell the president I will be there, Jed said. Mr. Schaefer, honest, John, well, bless my soul, if it isn't the Clampetts. What brings you to Washington, of all places? Honest John asked. We is here to see the president. We want to talk to him about the smog problem. We is going to help him get rid of the stuff, Jed explained. What a coincidence, you just appointed me chairman of a very special committee for that purpose. I am ready to give him my money if I just knew how, Jed said. Another coincidence just happens to be the function of my committee, Honest John said. Are you lying? Jed asked. I try to do my humble bit. Shall I make out the check to the president? Jed asked. As a matter of fact, The check should be made payable to my committee, Honest John said. What is that? Jed asked. Citizens Against Smog Horror, that is quite a lot to write, just use the initials, he suggested. Fine, Citizens Against Smog Horror, now shall I make it for the whole 95 million? Jed asked. No, that might be a bit hard to handle, Honest John said. What do you mean? Jed asked. Well, you see, other public-spirited citizens, not as wealthy as you, might be embarrassed and not contribute at all, he reasoned. Oh well, we do not want that to happen, Jed agreed. I am glad you understand. Give him $5, Jed, Granny suggested. Lots of folks got that much, she added. On the other hand, let us not go too far the other way. A little friendly embarrassment never hurt anybody. How about starting with $1 million? Honest John suggested. Excellent, just the right amount to get of white vapor coming from the vehicle. Looks like the boob has set it on fire, Mr. Drysdale observed. Jethro, what did you do? Jed asked. I converted this rascal to steam, Jethro shouted. You are looking at the answer to air pollution by automobile, he said. The Jethro Bourdain steam car, he added. I have perfected a clean engine, he said. I am going back inside, Mr. Drysdale said, turning on his heel. I told you that for this clean engine jokes, Jed noted. Uncle Jethro. Honest John ain't going to be needing his money no more now that I whipped the smog problem, Jethro said. So I use it to mass-produce my steam car, Jethro said. Hold on, boy, Jed said. According to Mr. Drysdale, only the president himself can handle a smog problem, Jed reminded him. The President of the United States, Jethro asked. That is right, Jed said. He is the only one that can bring together the brains and the money, he explained. Well, here stands the whole kit and caboodle, Jethro said. I will hop on my steam car, drive to Washington, pull up in front of the White House, and give him the brains and the money all in one package, he declared. Hold on, boy, Jed cautioned. What you got there is just a drop in the bucket, and it ain't likely enough money either, Jed said. Talking about the money, Granny, Jethro said. Mr. Drysdale says the president's lot will need millions, even billions, he noted. I was thinking of giving him all my money, Jethro added. Okay, I will stop by the bank and get the rest of it, Jed agreed. Well, Pop, if Jethro goes to Washington, I want to go too, Ellie Mae said. And they ain't going without me, Granny added. I was just coming to that, Jed said, smiling. I think it would be a fine trip for the whole family, he said. I best go leave a note for the milkman, he said. Tell him we are going to Washington, Jed added. And since you have failed to make your final payment promptly, we are forced to repossess your automobile, Mr. Drysdale read from a letter he had written. Sincerely, your friendly banker, Milburn Drysdale, he finished. Chief, you are telling your own brother you are repossessing his car, Miss Hathaway asked. Well, that is a little cold, is not it, she added. P.S. regards to Betty and the babies, Mr. Drysdale added. Yes, who is it, Jed asked. It is me, Mr. Drysdale, the banker said, standing at the door. I fetched you back your sack of chicken feed, he lied. Oh, bless you, Jed said. Quite happy to get it, ain't he, Granny observed. No chicken could be happier, Mr. Drysdale said. I studied on what you said about letting the president fight the smog, Jed said. Wonderful, Mr. Drysdale said. The cashier tells me that, counting this, I got right at 95 million in your bank now, Jed said. Wonderful, Mr. Drysdale said. So we are going to take it to Washington and give it to the president, Jed explained. Mr. Clampett, you cannot give all your money to the president, Mr. Drysdale cried. Why not, Jed asked. Oh, because Miss Hathaway, tell them why not, Mr. Drysdale urged. Why not, she asked. Not that way, explain it, he hissed. Mr. Clampett, it is your money, you may do with it as you wish, Miss Hathaway said. Who asked you to butt in, Mr. Drysdale snapped. You did, she replied. Well, butt out, he growled. Now, Mr. Clampett, this will take time, government red tape, internal revenue, Secret Service. White House clearance, Mr. Drysdale explained. Now, I will work it out and call you, he promised. Well, I would appreciate it if you would hurry, because we would like to get started, Jed said. Right away, Mr. Drysdale agreed. Oh, and you do not have to give us the 95 million in cash, Jed said. I reckon the president will take a chance, Jed added. Well, I will discuss it with him. I will let you know, Mr. Drysdale said. Miss Hathaway, you have got to help me. If they take their money out of my bank, I am ruined. Mr. Drysdale cried. I have got nothing to live for, he lamented. Oh, now, Chief, a suicide note that will stop them, Miss Hathaway suggested. Here, take this, she said. Mr. Clampett, because you are withdrawing your money, my death is on your hands, Mr. Drysdale read. Chief, no, she said, pulling a pretend shock. Now, tie that up, pin it to your dress, and throw yourself out the window, he commanded. Me, they love you. This will teach them a great lesson, he reasoned. Thanks, but no thanks, she replied. I promise, this is the last favor I will ever ask, he begged. Forget it, she said. What, if you are too chicken to throw yourself out the window, I will do it, he threatened. All right, come over here, she said. I cannot throw you out from there, she observed. What is all the honking for, boy, Jed asked. I done come up with an invention that beats steam, Jethro shouted. Yeah, I see the boiler is going, Jed said. Yes, sir, Jethro replied. Notice how quiet she is. No noise, no smoke, Jethro noted. No smoke. She runs on electricity, Jethro explained. Well, doggy, I am real proud of you, boy, Jed said. Bob, the presidents are calling you, Jethro shouted. All the way from Washington, the President of the United States is calling me, Jed asked. Yes, sir, Bob, Jethro said. They are bringing the old fellow to the phone, Mr. Little, Jethro said. Isn't he in a straitjacket, Jed asked. Oh no, he is not dangerous. He just suffers from the delusion that he is worth $95 million, Jethro explained. No wonder he is in the funny farm, the whole family, Jethro said. You know, it is wonderful of you to look after them, Jethro said. They are very sweet people, nothing but sweet, Jethro noted. Hurry, Dan, don't keep them waiting, Jethro shouted. Hey, tell them about my electric car, Jethro said. Hello. Judge Clement speaking, Jed said into the phone. Hello, Mr. Clement, this is the president speaking, the voice said. Is that sure enough you, Mr. President, Jed asked. Oh yes, make no mistake about that, I am the president, the voice said. That is him, all right, Jethro said. Now, Mr. Drysdale has told me of your generous and patriotic offer to donate your entire fortune to the fight against air pollution, the president said. Yes, sir, it is only $95 million, but you are sure welcome to it, Jed said. And we will bring it right to you right there in the White House, the whole family, Jed promised. This here is Granny, Mr. President, Jed said. I will bring you some pickled pawpaws and some hand-slung chickens, Granny said. Mr. President, this here is Ellie Knight, Ellie Mae said. Would you like a nice little baby possum to play with, she asked. My nephew Jethro ain't here to say howdy, but he is going to drive us all the way to Washington in his brand new invention, the electric car. Jed explained. No, don't come to Washington, we have got enough people like you here already. You public-spirited citizens, the president insisted. Well, how do we get the money to you, Jed asked. Well, I am glad you asked me that. I want to make this point very clear, the president said. What is the point I want to make very clear, the president asked himself. Leave your money in the bank, the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, where it will draw maximum interest, compounded semi-annual, in the care of your wise and friendly banker, Melvin Drysdale, the president instructed. Well, naturally, we will do whatever you say, Mr. President. But the family is going to be awful disappointed. We was hoping to get away to Washington, Jed said. Oh no, don't try to get away. You will stay right there and do what the nice man in the white coat tells you, the president advised. Goodbye, Jed said. What did he say, Jan? Granny asked. He said he does not want us to come to Washington right now, Jed said. Well, what are we supposed to do, pal? Granny asked. He says he is going to send a man in a white coat to tell us, Jed said. Jethro, I just talked to the president, and we will not be driving to Washington in your electric car, Jed said. Just as well, Uncle Jethro, I never found an extension cord long enough to get us there. Jethro noted. Mr. Little, that was a magnificent performance, Mr. Drysdale said. Thank you, the impressionist said. Well, your impersonation of the president was absolutely incredible, Mr. Drysdale praised. Thank you, I hope to see you again sometime, Mr. Little said. Take good care of yourself, Mr. Drysdale said. Mr. Drysdale, aren't you forgetting something, Mr. Little asked. Oh, what is that, Mr. Drysdale asked. My fee, Mr. Little reminded him. Oh, yes, how much is it, Mr. Drysdale asked. Well, ordinarily, I receive $7,500 for a performance, however. In this case, I will cut it in half. How is $3,750? Mr. Little suggested. $3,750 it is, the real brute, he insisted. The only brute you have sits here at the end of your gutter, Granny muttered, though she could not hide the hint of amusement in her voice. I think we ought to encourage your boy, Granny, Jed said. He does not know smog from applesauce, Granny sighed. I do so, Jethro insisted from the stairs. I listen to the reports all the time. Why, today we are having light eye irritation, he announced. But that does not worry me because I got dark eyes, he explained with a grin. That is a great partner you got there, Jed, Granny chuckled. All right, guard, Mr. Drysdale whispered to the person standing beside him outside the mansion. Go in there and get that money, and do not take no for an answer, he ordered. You forced me to wear this uniform to save paying a guard. But it will not work, the figure replied, their voice tight with frustration. Mr. Clapper will recognize me. I thought of that, Mr. Drysdale said, thrusting a hat forward. So just wear this disguise. Here we go, he commanded. Looks great, now get the money, he added. But suppose Mr. Clapper will not let me take it, the figure questioned. Well, you have got a gun, Mr. Drysdale said. Use it, he insisted. Oh geez, the figure sighed. Oh, I do not need to shoot him, they clarified. Just fire a couple of shots over his head to show him we mean business, Mr. Drysdale urged. I will not, the figure replied. If you want that money, go and get it yourself, they added. A fine guard you are, why, you are a disgrace to that uniform, Mr. Drysdale shouted. Mr. Drysdale, I thought I heard somebody, Jed said, appearing at the door. Oh, Mr. Clapper. This guard is here to pick up that $700,000. Mr. Drysdale said, his voice suddenly oily and smooth. I do not think I can let him have it, Jed said, holding his ground. Look, whatever you do not cross him, Mr. Drysdale warned. His arm, he is a mad dog killer, he lied. Is that a fact, Jed asked. Are you a mad dog killer, Miss Jean, Jed asked, peering at the figure in the uniform. Of course not, Miss Hathaway replied, pulling off her hat in frustration. Miss Hathaway, what are you doing in that uniform, Jed asked, truly perplexed. Oh God, she breathed. If this is your idea of a practical joke, I, for one, do not appreciate it, she snapped. Nor can I imagine Mr. Clampett is amused either, she added. No, Jed agreed. I do not see that she is punished, Mr. Clampett, Mr. Drysdale said, attempting to regain control. And I think the proper punishment would be to make her carry out that heavy bag of money. Go get it, he commanded. Now hold on, Jed said, stepping between them. She ain't toting out that money, he declared. Well, if you want to forgive her so easily, fine. But keep an eye on her, Mr. Drysdale said. Any woman who will dress up like that is watching, he warned. Hello, Jethro, Jed said as his nephew entered the room. Howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Jethro said, nodding politely. Hey, get up, Mr. Drysdale snapped, pointing to the chair where Jethro was sitting on the bag of money. I need this money, he demanded. Uncle Jed does not want you to have it. So I am going to sit here until I think of a way to get rid of the smog, Jethro explained. Jethro, that is a problem for a genius to solve, Mr. Drysdale scoffed. Thank you, I am working on it, Jethro replied with genuine humility. Why do not you go out to the kitchen and eat something, Mr. Drysdale suggested. Thought I would not eat until I figured out a way to whip the smog, Jethro said. Well, go get a stick and hit it, Mr. Drysdale growled. You ain't being no help, Jethro replied, crossing his arms. Well, neither are you. Get up, Mr. Drysdale ordered. Not until I think of an idea, Jethro insisted. Jethro, get off the money, Mr. Drysdale commanded. Here is an armed guard, he will shoot you, he threatened. Hey, Mr. Jethro said, looking at the man behind Miss Hathaway. You look like your secretary, Miss Jane, he observed. I am Miss Jane, she sighed. What are you doing wearing that outfit, Jethro asked. It was dark when she dressed this morning, Miss Hathaway muttered. Now get off the money, Mr. Drysdale demanded. See, Mr. Clapper is not going to let you take this money, Jethro said. Okay. Then you take it. Come on, get out, Mr. Drysdale said, losing his patience. Forget it, he muttered. We might just as well go back to the office, he added. Hey, Miss Jane, before you go, just sit down and help me think of an idea on how to get rid of the smog, Jethro requested. Jethro, dear boy, the finest minds in the country are working on that problem, Miss Hathaway said kindly. Yeah, but I ain't getting nowhere, Jethro confessed. Don't sit there wasting time with that idiot, Mr. Drysdale snapped. Now hold on, Jed said, his voice hardening. Just because she is dressed funny, do not make her an idiot, Jed defended her. Get out from there, both of you, Mr. Drysdale shouted. Mr. Drysdale, it is hard to think of brilliant ideas with folks yelling at you, Jed said, his patience thinning. Where does Granny keep her shotgun, Jed asked, looking around the room. I sure hope I can whip that smog problem before I starve to death, Jethro lamented. Jethro, I am afraid that problem will not be solved until someone invents a replacement for the internal combustion engine, Miss Hathaway explained. I will do it, Jethro shouted. I am on it, he said, jumping up. Hey, what is an internal combustion engine, he asked. Well, that is the engine that powers the average automobile, Miss Hathaway explained. The hope is to convert to steam or electricity, she added. Hey, Mr. Drysdale, what should I put my giant brain to work on first? A steam car or an electric car, Jethro asked. Why not a gas turbine, Mr. Drysdale suggested. Oh, I ain't gonna mess with hats, just cars, Jethro said, ignoring the pun. Mr. Drysdale, I done told you this money is staying here, Jed stated. Mr. Drysdale, get off of my money, Jethro shouted. It is my money, Jethro insisted. No, it ain't, Jed said. It is mine, Jethro argued. Well, it is my sack, Mr. Drysdale said, grabbing for it. All right, I will dump the money out and you can have the sack, Jed said. Good. Just dump it in that truck out front. It is staying here, Jed said, pointing toward the door. But it is not safe here, Mr. Drysdale said. Why, until you showed up, what? No, it is going back into my vault, Mr. Drysdale shouted. Oh, Chief, Mr. Drysdale called out. Don't stand there, Hathaway, use your gun, he ordered. That is an excellent idea, Miss Hathaway said, pointing the weapon. Stand back, Mr. Clapper, she warned. I should hate to hit you, she added. You traitor, Mr. Drysdale gasped. Mr. Drysdale, get a hold of yourself, Jed said, placing a steadying hand on the banker's shoulder. I done promised this money to a fellow that is going to get rid of all the smog, Jed explained. Not Jethro, Mr. Drysdale asked, relieved. No, this fellow is going to drill a tunnel through the San Bernardino Mountains, put in a great big fan and draw all the smog out of Los Angeles, Jed said. But that is a preposterous idea, Mr. Drysdale cried. Yeah, we like it too, Jed said, smiling. Mr. Clapper, the problem of smog is too big to be handled locally, Mr. Drysdale explained, trying a different tack. It has to be solved on a national level, he insisted. Is that a fact, Jed asked. Only the president can get together the brain power and the vast amount of money necessary, Mr. Drysdale elaborated. Why, this $700,000 isn't even a drop in the bucket, he insisted. Well, how much does the president need, Jed asked. Oh, millions, billions, Mr. Drysdale said. I will just take this chicken feed back to the bank, he added. I will study on it, Mr. Drysdale, Jed said. No, give up, Chief, Miss Hathaway whispered. No, hold it, Hathaway, Mr. Drysdale said, pulling himself together. I am not through with you, he warned. What now, she asked. You are guilty of conduct unbecoming an employee of the Commerce Bank, Mr. Drysdale proclaimed. Oh, big deal, she muttered. For cowardice in the face of action, for failure to obey a direct order, for treachery and insubordination. You are hereby dishonorably discharged as a guard and reduced to the rank of secretary," Mr. Drysdale declared. "Hallelujah," she said. "Don't expect a Christmas bonus this year," he warned. "I have never had a Christmas bonus," she replied. "Well, don't expect one this year either," he said. "Now get the truck," he commanded. "Boy, what have you done to that truck?" Jed asked. Seeing a cloud of games of power were all now just memories, fading into the background of a life that was finally returning to its steady, peaceful rhythm. And in that peace, they found the real success of their adventure, the knowledge that they could face anything, even the capital of their country, and remain the same simple, honest, and loving family that they had been when they first set out from the hills. And as they settled into the evening, the house filled with the sounds of their lives, the clatter of dishes, the chatter of voices, and the gentle, reassuring hum of a family that was once again whole, once again united, and once again and always the Beverly Hillbillies. The story of their life in Beverly Hills, with all its humor, its surprises, and its unexpected turns, continued to unfold, day by day, moment by moment, in a tapestry of life that was woven from the simple, precious threads of everyday existence. A life that was both grand and modest, both extraordinary and entirely perfectly ordinary. And that, in the end, was the secret to their happiness. They never took themselves too seriously. They never forgot who they were, and they never stopped being the family that had found, in the midst of a world that was always reaching for more, that they already had everything they would ever need right there under one roof together. So we close the book on their Washington escapade, but we keep the memory of it close. A reminder of the time the mountaineers went to town and, in their own inimitable way, showed the world that it is possible to hold onto your values even when the world is telling you to. Let them go. For the Clampetts were not just a family. They were a lesson, a laugh, and a joy, and they remain, in the hearts of everyone who knows them, the most beloved, the most genuine, and the most wonderfully, perfectly, and enduringly simple family that ever found themselves in the hills of Beverly, and their story, like the hills themselves, is timeless, a beacon that shines with the light of 1,000 smiles, for they were, and will always be, the Beverly Hillbillies. As the stars began to twinkle over the mansion, a familiar peace descended, and in that quiet, the Clampetts knew that they were exactly where they were meant to be, living the life they had built one day at a time, and knowing that the best adventures are the ones that lead you back home, to the warmth, the safety, and the love that you left behind, for that is the final, ultimate, and true lesson of the Clampetts, a lesson that rings as clear and true as the mountain air, and a lesson that we would all do well to remember, for in a world that is always moving, always changing, and always demanding more, there is still the simple, profound, and everlasting joy of coming home, of being with the people who love you, and of finding, in the quiet of the night, the simple, honest, and beautifully human truth that home is where your story begins and where your heart will always, forever remain, a truth that the Clampetts lived every single day, and a truth that we, too, can find if we only look, as they did, with a heart of gold and a smile that never fades. For the Clampetts were the keepers of that truth, and their story, in the end, is a tribute to that simplest and most profound of all human experiences, the journey that leads us back to ourselves, back to our families, and back to the true meaning of happiness. A journey that the Beverly Hillbillies traveled with grace, with humor, and with the unshakable certainty that no matter what the world may bring, as long as they had each other, they would always be home. And that is a story worth telling for as long as there is someone to listen, a story worth remembering for as long as there is love to share, and a story worth living for as long as there is life itself, the story of the Beverly Hillbillies. A story that ends, as all good stories should, with the quiet, contented certainty of a life that is, and always will be, exactly what it was meant to be. A life of simple, honest, and truly, wonderfully, and beautifully human joy. It was a bright and brisk morning when the Clampett family found themselves bustling about their new home in the heart of the capital city. The sprawling mansion, which felt more like a grand hotel than a simple residence, echoed with the patter of excited feet and the soft clucking of the chickens that Ellie Mae had insisted on bringing along. Jed Clampett, a man whose gentle nature and sturdy frame were matched only by his impeccable honesty, stood in the grand hallway, stroking his chin thoughtfully. Beside him, Granny, with her apron strings pulled tight and a look of sharp suspicion cast toward every ornate painting she encountered, was busy inspecting the dust level on a mahogany console table. "Well, helping your granny with the house cleaning, huh?" Jed asked, his eyes crinkling at the corners as he watched Granny aggressively flick a feather duster at an antique vase. "Oh yes, sir, pal. Elmer needs to be kept busy," Granny replied, her voice raspy but spirited. Elmer, who was a remarkably intelligent and exceptionally busy raccoon, scurried around inside the deep, velvet-lined cabinet. He was a handy little critter, Jed noted with a chuckle, observing how the raccoon used its nimble paws to organize the silverware with a precision that bordered on the uncanny. "That raccoon fur is better than feathers for picking up lint, Jed," Granny added, sounding quite proud of her companion. "Elmer's a dandy little duster," she continued, watching him retrieve a rogue speck of dust from the crown of a crystal clock. "Well, let's take our dusters outside and shake them," Jed suggested. "Yes. Okay," Granny agreed, her enthusiasm undimmed by the sheer scale of the mansion. And then, she added, "You can take yours upstairs and hand them to the dresser drawers in the closet, because heaven knows they have not seen a proper cleaning since we moved into this big, fancy place. Uncle Jed, old Honest John, ain't never come back to pick up his $700,000, Jethro announced as he wandered into the hallway, his towering frame causing him to stoop slightly to avoid the crystal chandelier. "He is that way," Jed replied, his tone calm. "Can I have it as an advance against my allowance?" Jethro asked, eyes wide with the prospect of 50 cents a week. "That will take a while to pay back," Jed observed dryly. "I am young," Jethro countered, though his size suggested he had been young for a very long time. "You ain't that young," Jed noted. "Besides, Honest John needs that money to help fight smog," he explained. "You know, I would like to throw my brain into the fight against smog," Jethro said, his face illuminated by a sudden, intense thought. "It is a dandy cause," he added. "They say what it will take to whip it is brains and money," Jed reminded him. "Well, if it fixed us, we got it made, ain't we?" Jethro reasoned. "I reckon we got a leg up on us," Jed agreed. "Elmer and me will get busy upstairs," Jethro finished, turning toward the grand staircase. "Fine, Ellie," Jed called out, but his daughter was already halfway to the kitchen to check on her menagerie of woodland friends. "Oh, Jed, that reminds me," Granny said, pausing in her dusting. "Mr. Drysdale called and said he was coming by to pick up this money." "How come?" Jed asked, a frown creasing his brow. "Well, he said folks had an order to keep $700,000 in cash around the house," Granny explained, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "He has got the hives from worrying about it. I am sorry about the hives, but I promised his money to Honest John to fight smog." Jed replied firmly. "I am thinking about jumping into the fight against smog, too," Granny said, her eyes flashing with a renewed sense of purpose. "Well, Mr. Drysdale said that this money belongs back in the vault at his bank, and he is coming by to pick it up," Granny continued. "I do not think I can let him have it," Jed said, his voice quiet but resolute. "Promise is a promise," he added, turning back toward the grand windows. "I am going to fight smog, Granny," Jethro called out from the landing. "How?" Granny asked. "Well, I do not know, but Uncle Jed says it takes brains and money," Jethro said. "Betwixt us, we are all set," Jed said with a nod. "You got money, have you?" Jethro, Granny teased. "No, I am supplying the brains," Jethro replied, tapping his forehead proudly. Sitting up here betwixt these sideburns is a company of those you love, proving that even a poor mountaineer, with nothing but a rifle and a dream, could leave a mark on the capital of the world simply by being himself. The legacy of their time in Washington would live on in the memories of those they encountered. A strange, heartwarming, and hilarious episode in the history of a city that had truly never seen anything quite like the Clampetts before. They were gone, but the spirit of their arrival, their innocence, and their unshakable belief in the goodness of mankind lingered in the air. A reminder that sometimes the most important things in life are the ones that cannot be bought or sold, but only experienced and shared with the ones you hold most dear. And as they flew into the sunset, they did so with the quiet confidence of people who knew that no matter where they went or what they tried to buy, they would always have the most valuable thing of all: a home where the hearth was warm and the kin were close. Their adventure in the capital was over, but their story was far from finished. For as long as there were hills to climb and dreams to chase, the Clampetts would be there, ready to meet the world on their own terms, with a smile on their faces and a simple, honest truth in their hearts. They left Washington behind them, a city of steel and stone, and flew back toward the life they knew and loved, knowing that they had stayed true to the values that had carried them from the beginning of their journey, and that was in itself the greatest achievement of all. The tale of their escapade in Washington served as a gentle reminder to everyone who heard it that, while the world may change, the simple virtues of honesty, kindness, and devotion remain as constant as the stars, and that even in the most unlikely of places, one can find a reflection of the best parts of ourselves if only we are willing to look with eyes of faith and a heart that is open to the beauty of the human spirit, regardless of where we come from or what we may possess. Thus, the Clampetts returned to their daily life, the millionaire mountaineers, forever unchanged, forever simple, and forever the beloved figures that everyone had come to know. And the memory of their trip to Washington became yet another story to be told around the table. A story of a family that had set out to change the world and, in their own unique way, had changed themselves for the better. The cycle of their lives continued, a steady, rhythmic pattern of love and laughter. And though the world continued its dizzying spin, they remained a fixed, comforting point in the vastness of the American landscape, always ready for the next challenge, the next laugh, and the next day of life in the hills and beyond. The story of Jed Clampett and his kin had reached a quiet, peaceful, and perfect conclusion, one that resonated with the themes of love and unity, leaving the reader with a heart full of warmth and a mind full of the whimsical, good-natured charm that was the hallmark of their lives, proving once more that the best journeys are not the ones that lead us to the most powerful places, but the ones that remind us of the simple joys of being part of a family. And that is a lesson that stands the test of time, a beacon of hope and happiness in a world that often loses sight of what truly matters. And that is the true measure of their enduring appeal, the reason why their story will continue to inspire and entertain. For as long as there is an audience to listen, there will be the Clampetts, and their story will be told, a story that begins and ends with the love of kin, a story that defines the spirit of what it means to be truly wealthy, not in gold or silver, but in the connections we build with those who walk beside us on the long, winding road of life. And in that spirit, their journey continues on, a testament to the power of the human heart, the beauty of simplicity, and the enduring, joyous, and yes, often chaotic, life of the Beverly Hillbillies, a life that reminds us all that home is where the heart is, and for the Clampetts, that was a truth that was as solid and reliable as the hills from which they had first come. With that, we leave them to their quiet, happy life, their adventures in Washington behind them, their treasures stored away, their hearts full of memories, and their spirits as high as the mountain peaks. For they were truly the kind of people who made the world a brighter, happier place. Simply by existing, simply by being the good, decent, simple folk they had always been. And for that, we are all better off. So let the story of the Clampetts continue to ripple through the ages. A tale told with the gentle, humorous, and heartfelt warmth that defines the best of the human experience. And let it serve as a lasting legacy of a family that, despite the riches they had acquired and the worlds they had traversed, remained at their core the same simple, loving people, and that, in the final analysis, is the greatest treasure of all. A truth that echoes through every word and every deed. A truth that remains even after the book is closed and the lights are dimmed. A truth that remains as eternal as the love they held for each other. And with that final, lasting thought, we bid them a fond farewell, knowing that their story will continue to bring joy and laughter to all who seek it. A story that is as timeless as the hills themselves, and as beautiful as the simple, honest love that binds a family together through all the trials and triumphs of life. A story of the Beverly Hillbillies. A story that is, in every way, a perfect, enduring, and wonderful testament to the human heart, and to the power of love to overcome any obstacle, whether it be a mountain or a monument, or the strange, winding, and often unpredictable journey through the nation capital, a journey that has come to its close, leaving behind a legacy of laughter, a treasure of memories, and the enduring, unwavering, and beautifully simple truth that home is, and always will be, where the heart finds its rest. And for the Clampetts, that home was where they started, where they were loved, and where they were, always and forever, themselves. A family of mountaineers who had traveled the world but had never lost sight of the simple, humble things that truly made them who they were, and in the end, that is a life well lived. A journey worth taking, and a story worth telling. For it is the story of us all, in the quest for happiness and the search for the meaning of home. A quest that they had mastered with ease, with a laugh, and with a heart of gold. A quest that was, in every sense, a truly, deeply, and beautifully human success story. And with that, we conclude our chronicle of the Beverly Hillbillies in the grand, storied, and often confusing landscape of the nation capital, leaving them exactly where they belonged, in the comfort of their home, surrounded by the love that had sustained them through it all. And with that, the journey of our mountaineers comes to a peaceful, warm, and fitting end, leaving us to look back with a smile on a story that was, from beginning to end, a masterpiece of the simple, the humorous, and the deeply human spirit, and a story that will live on in the hearts of all who have had the pleasure of knowing the Clampetts. A story that will always be remembered for the laughter it provided and the lessons it taught about the meaning of family, the joy of life, and the enduring power of being, above all else, true to oneself, no matter where the road may lead or what the world may think, for in that they were, and always would be, the richest people in the world. And that is a truth that needs no checkbook or bank account, only the love of a family that had seen the world and, in the end, decided that the best place to be was right where they started, together, happy, and forever the Beverly Hillbillies. Their return to Beverly Hills was the final, triumphant act of a play that had taken them across the country and into the heart of the government, and yet, as they walked through the front door of their mansion, it felt less like a return and more like a quiet embrace from a long-lost friend. Granny immediately went to the kitchen to see if her herbs were still fresh. Ellie Mae checked on her menagerie to make sure everyone was fed and happy. Jethro began to re-examine his discarded inventions, and Jed simply sat in his favorite chair, looking out over the swimming pool that still seemed like a miracle, a bubble in the concrete. And he smiled. They were home, and the world was right again. The chaos of Washington, the absurdity of the deals, the politicians, the monuments, and the strange, high-stakes either, Jed said, looking concerned. Talking about the money, Granny, Jethro said, looking at the old woman. Mr. Drysdale says the president's lot will need millions, Even billions, he explained. I was thinking of giving him all my money, Jethro said, looking at Jed. Okay, I will stop by the bank and get the rest of it, Jed agreed. Well, Pop, if Jethro goes to Washington, I want to go too, Ellie Mae said, joining them. And they ain't going without me, Granny added, emerging from the house. I was just coming to that, Jed said, smiling. I think it would be a fine trip for the whole family, he said, looking at the group. I best go leave a note for the milkman, tell him we is going to Washington, Granny said, turning toward the house. And since you have failed to make your final payment promptly, we are forced to repossess your automobile. Sincerely, your friendly banker, Milburn Drysdale. Jed read from a letter he pulled from his pocket. Chief, you are telling your own brother you are repossessing his car? Miss Jane asked, looking at the letter. Well, that is a little cold, is it not? She said, shaking her head. P.S. regards to Betty and the babies, she read. The story of the Clampetts in the nation capital began with a simple desire to help, a generous heart, and a mountain of misunderstandings. It started on a crisp morning in the sprawling house in Beverly Hills, where Jed Clampett, the kind-hearted mountaineer, was busy supervising the house cleaning. His little raccoon friend, Elmer, was scurrying about, and the general mood was one of quiet, rustic industry. Uncle Jed had been holding onto a sum of $700,000 that the ever-shifty Honest John had somehow left behind, and the family was eager to put it to good use. Jed had decided that it was time to join the noble fight against the smog that was plaguing the city. He firmly believed that if one combined enough brains and enough money, any problem could be solved. And he was confident that the Clampetts had both in spades. His daughter, Ellie Mae, was more than happy to help, and his nephew, Jethro, was convinced that his giant brain was the key to unlocking the secrets of internal combustion. Engines, steam power, or even electricity. Mr. Drysdale, the ever-anxious banker, arrived at the house in a state of high alarm, his hives flaring up at the mere thought of $700,000 being loose in the world. He was determined to return the cash to his vault, but Jed had given his word to Honest John, who had convinced him that the money would be used for the greater good. The confusion grew when Miss Jane Hathaway, Drysdale's secretary, was pressed into a ridiculous disguise as a security guard, a role that led to a series of comedic confrontations with Jethro and Jed. Jethro, ever the eager inventor, tried to convert the family truck into a steam car to fight the smog, a project that was as ambitious as it was disastrous. The entire family, from Granny's sharp tongue to Jethro's misplaced confidence, was caught in the whirlwind of Honest John's schemes and Drysdale's desperate attempts to keep his bank and his sanity intact. Eventually, the idea of taking their plight directly to the President of the United States took root. Honest John, sensing a golden opportunity, encouraged the family to believe that only the highest office in the land could solve the air quality crisis. The prospect of visiting Washington electrified the entire household. Granny was already planning to pack her pickled pawpaws and hand-slung chickens, while Ellie Mae worried about the care of her beloved menagerie. They were soon flying across the country, fueled by a mixture of excitement and patriotism. Upon arriving in Washington, the city seemed to them like a grander version of the world they knew, full of marble and potential. They were convinced that their contribution, combined with the power of the presidency, would rid the nation of smog once and for all. However, Washington proved to be a place where the most well-intentioned plans could go awry. Honest John had orchestrated a series of deceptions, leading the Clampetts to believe they were purchasing the White House, the Capitol building, and various national monuments from a mysterious, ancient Indian woman named Princess Sitting Hawk. The Clampetts, with their unwavering honesty and simple trust, fell for the ruse completely. They marched into the corridors of power, confident that they were performing a public service. They were shuffled into hospitals and misunderstood by officials who could not fathom their rustic logic, or their immense, uncalculated wealth. The entire experience was a testament to the clash between the sincerity of the mountaineers and the complexity of the political world. Through it all, the humor of the situation never waned. Jethro continued to struggle with his inventions and his pursuit of academic glory, while Ellie Mae found wonder in the simple sights of the capital, even if she couldn't find a place for her new litter of kittens, which she had named after various American presidents. Jed remained the steady anchor of the family, his humble nature unchanged by the millions he possessed or the absurdity of the deals Honest John pressed upon him. Granny was constantly ready to defend the family honor with her shotgun or her acerbic wit, and her skepticism of everything citified kept them grounded. They were a family of simple people in a world that was anything but simple, yet they navigated the halls of the government with a grace that was purely their own. When the truth about Honest John finally began to emerge, it was not through cynicism, but through a genuine, overwhelming kindness. The Clampetts were so impressed by Honest John's apparent selflessness, his willingness to care for a poor, elderly Indian woman and his dedication to the community, that they ended up rejecting his attempts to swindle them. They were so blinded by their own goodness that they assumed his intentions must be as noble as their own. When the realization of what was truly happening dawned upon them, it was not with anger, but with a weary amusement. They had spent millions, and in return they had gained a lifetime of stories. They had tried to buy the government, and in the process, they had only reinforced their own sense of family. In the end, as they packed their bags to leave, the Clampetts were exactly the same as when they had arrived. Their millions were once again safely in the hands of Mr. Drysdale, who had regained his composure, and the nation's monuments remained in the possession of the people. They had not solved the smog problem, nor had they become politicians or landowners of the capital, but they had lived a grand adventure. They had been to the heart of the country, and they had seen the sights, and they had done so with the same spirit that had carried them from the hills to Beverly Hills. They had remained true to themselves, never once losing their kindness, their humor, or their devotion to each other. As the plane lifted off the tarmac, carrying them back toward the familiar comfort of California, Jed looked out the window at the receding landscape. He felt a sense of peace that no amount of money could buy. Granny was already complaining about the quality of the in-flight meals. Ellie Mae was cuddling one of her kittens, and Jethro was busy trying to calculate the theoretical speed of the aircraft based on the wind speed and his own intuition. They were, in every sense, a family. They were the Beverly Hillbillies, and they were headed home, richer in experience and stronger in their bond than ever before. Their journey had been a lesson in the absurdity of human ambition and the enduring value of simple virtues, a story that would be told in the hills for generations to come. And so, the story concluded, not with a triumph of politics or engineering, but with the quiet, contented presence of a family that knew exactly who they were and where they belonged. The world might have been confused by their presence, and the bankers might have been driven to the brink, but the Clampetts remained, as they always were, a beacon of rustic simplicity in an increasingly complex world. They left behind the marble columns and the hallowed halls of Washington, moving onward to the next chapter of their lives, always together, always ready to lend a hand, and always ready to find the humor in the unexpected turns of fate. For in the end, it was not the gold or the influence that mattered, but the simple, unvarnished joy of a life well lived in the... If this is your idea of a practical joke, I, for one, do not appreciate it, Clapper said, turning to Drysdale. Or can I imagine Mr. Clampett is amused either? No, I do not see that she is punished, Mr. Clampett, Clapper concluded, looking over to see Jed standing in the doorway. And I think the proper punishment would be to make her carry out that heavy bag of money. Go get it, Clapper added, gesturing toward the bag. Now hold on, Jed said, stepping forward. She ain't toting out that money. Well, if you want to forgive her so easily, but keep an eye on her, Clapper said, bowing slightly. Any woman who will dress up like that is watching. Hello, Jethro, Clapper said, nodding to the young man who had just arrived. Howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Jethro replied, his eyes fixated on the bag of money. Hey, get up, Jethro said to the bag. I need this money. Uncle Jed do not want you to have it. So I am going to sit here until I think of a way to get rid of the smog, Jethro continued, planting himself firmly on the sack. Jethro, that is a problem for a genius to solve, Drysdale said, his patience wearing thin. Thank you, I am working on it, Jethro beamed. Why do not you go out to the kitchen and eat something? Drysdale suggested, hoping to lure the boy away. Thought I would not eat until I figured out a way to whip the smog, Jethro said, looking determined. Well, go get a stick and hit it, Jethro, you ain't being no help, Jethro said, looking at Drysdale with pity. Well, neither are you, Drysdale snapped. Get up, he demanded. Not until I think of an idea, Jethro declared. Jethro, get off the money, Drysdale pleaded. Here is an armed guard, he will shoot you, he threatened, pointing at Miss Jane. Hey, mister, you look like your secretary, Miss Jane, Jethro said, squinting at her. I am Miss Jane, she admitted, sighing. What are you doing wearing that outfit? Jethro asked, genuinely puzzled. It was dark when she dressed this morning, Drysdale interjected. Now get off the money, he yelled. See, Mr. Clapper is not going to let you take this money, Jethro said, feeling very clever. Okay. Then you take it, Miss Jane said, sounding exhausted. Come on, get out, Drysdale ordered. Forget it, we might just as well go back to the office, he muttered to Miss Jane. Hey, Miss Jane, before you go, just sit down and help me think of an idea on how to get rid of the smog, Jethro said, patting the floor beside him. Jethro, dear boy, the finest minds in the country are working on that problem, Miss Jane said, trying to be patient. Yeah, but I ain't getting nowhere, Jethro said, his brow furrowed in deep thought. Do not sit there wasting time with that idiot, Drysdale hissed. Now hold on, Jethro said, his voice rising in defense. Just because she is dressed funny, do not make her an idiot. Get out from there, both of you, Drysdale roared. Mr. Drysdale, it is hard to think of brilliant ideas with folks yelling at you, Jethro said, looking quite hurt. Where does Granny keep her shotgun? Jethro wondered aloud. I sure hope I can whip that smog problem before I starve to death, he said, clutching his stomach. Jethro, I am afraid that problem will not be solved until someone invents a replacement for the internal combustion engine, Miss Jane explained, trying to sound educational. I will do it, Jethro announced, jumping up. I am on it, he shouted, sprinting toward the garage. Hey, what is an internal combustion engine? He called back, stopping dead in his tracks. Well, that is the engine that powers the average automobile, Miss Jane said, her voice trailing off. The hope is to convert to steam or electricity, she added. Hey, Mr. Drysdale, what should I put my giant brain to work on first? A steam car or an electric car? Jethro asked, bouncing on his heels. Why not a gas turbine? Drysdale suggested, trying to be helpful. Oh, I ain't gonna mess with hats, just cars, Jethro said, looking confused. Mr. Drysdale, I done told you this money is staying here, Jed said, stepping out onto the porch. Mr. Drysdale, get off of my money, Jethro shouted, running back and pushing Drysdale. It is my money, Jethro claimed. No, it ain't, Drysdale argued. It is mine, Jethro insisted. Well, it is my sack, Jed said, trying to maintain the peace. All right, I will dump the money out and you can have the sack, Drysdale offered. Good, just dump it in that truck out front, Jethro agreed. It is staying here, Jed repeated, his voice gentle but firm. But it is not safe here, Drysdale warned. Why, until you showed up, it was, Jed replied, looking puzzled. What? No, it is going back into my vault, Drysdale declared. Oh, Chief, don't stand there, Hathaway, Drysdale barked. Use your gun, he ordered. That is an excellent idea, Miss Jane said, pulling out the plastic pistol. Stand back, Mr. Clapper, she commanded. I should hate to hit you, she said, her voice shaking. You traitor, Drysdale gasped, shielding his face. Mr. Drysdale, get a hold of yourself, Jed said, stepping between them. I done promised this money to a fellow that is going to get rid of all the smog, Jed explained. Not Jethro, Drysdale asked, relieved. No, this fellow is going to drill a tunnel through the San Bernardino Mountains, put in a great big fan and draw all the smog out of Los Angeles, Jed said, his voice full of wonder at the idea. But that is a preposterous idea, Drysdale sputtered. Yeah, we like it too, Jethro added. Mr. Clapper, the problem of smog is too big to be handled locally, Jed said, looking at the butler. It has to be solved on a national level, he continued. Is that a fact? Jed asked, looking at Clapper. Only the president can get together the brain power and the vast amount of money necessary. Jed explained. Why, this $700,000 is not even a drop in the bucket, he said, shaking his head. Well, how much does the president need? Jed asked, genuinely curious. Oh, millions, billions, Drysdale said, his eyes widening. I will just take this chicken feed back to the bank, Drysdale said, picking up the bag. I will study on it, Mr. Drysdale, Jed said, watching him go. No, give up, Chief, Jethro advised. No, hold it, Hathaway, Drysdale said, turning back to his secretary. I am not through with you, he added. What now? She asked, sounding exhausted. You are guilty of conduct unbecoming an employee of the Commerce Bank, Drysdale declared. Oh, big deal, she sighed. For cowardice in the face of action, for failure to obey a direct order, for treachery and insubordination. You are hereby dishonorably discharged as a guard and reduced to the rank of secretary, Drysdale announced, pointing a finger at her. Hallelujah, Miss Jane whispered. Do not expect a Christmas bonus this year, Drysdale warned. I have never had a Christmas bonus, she reminded him. Well, do not expect one this year either, Drysdale retorted. Now get the truck, he commanded. Boy, what have you done to that truck? Looks like the boob has set it on fire, Jed remarked, pointing at the billows of white smoke rising from the hood of the truck. Jethro, what did you do? He asked. I converted this rascal to steam, Jethro shouted, jumping out from behind the cab, his face covered in soot. You are looking at the answer to air pollution by automobile, he declared, standing proud. The Jethro Bourdain steam car, he added, patting the radiator. I have done perfected a clean engine, he said, beaming. I am going back inside, he added, scurrying toward the house. I told you that for this clean engine, jokes, he added, stumbling over his words. Uncle Jethro, Ellie Mae called out, coming up the driveway. Honest John ain't going to be needing his money no more now that I whipped the smog problem, Jethro declared. So I use it to mass-produce my steam car, he said, looking at his uncle. Hold on, boy, Jed said, placing a hand on Jethro's shoulder. According to Mrs. Drysdale, only the president himself can handle a smog problem, Jed reminded him. The President of the United States? That is right, Jed confirmed. He is the only one that can bring together the brains and the money, Jed said, his eyes bright with hope. Well, here stands the whole kit and caboodle, Jethro said, gesturing to the family. I will hop on my steam car, drive to Washington, pull up in front of the White House, and give him the brains and the money all in one package, he said, his voice filled with determination. Hold on, boy, Jed cautioned. What you got there is just a drop in the bucket, and it ain't likely enough money. It was a fine, sun-drenched morning in the bustling city of Beverly Hills, where the air felt thick with the sweet scent of success and well-manicured gardens. Inside the sprawling, opulent mansion that served as the home for the Clampett family, the daily ritual of domestic life was unfolding with a peculiar, rustic charm. Uncle Jed Clampett, a man whose gentle heart was matched only by the unwavering calm in his eyes, was currently engaged in what he called morning chores, though it involved less scrubbing and more observing the curious nature of his household. Beside him, perched atop a polished wooden cabinet, was a small, furry creature named Elmer. Elmer was a raccoon of significant ambition and even greater curiosity, and he was currently busying himself by scurrying across the top of the cabinet with the agility of a tiny, masked acrobat. Dustin, a young man of boundless energy and a slightly confused sense of purpose, was watching the raccoon with rapt attention. Dustin was the sort of fellow who believed that every problem in the world, no matter how complex, could be solved if one just had enough enthusiasm and a good duster. He had been assigned the task of helping his granny with the house cleaning, a duty that involved a great deal of waving feathered implements at ornate chandeliers and antique vases. As Elmer darted into the shadows behind a vase, Dustin let out a cheerful whistle. "How is it going up there, Elmer?" he called out, his voice echoing slightly in the vast, high-ceilinged room. Uncle Jed leaned against the wall, a slow, knowing smile spreading across his face. "Well, that is a handy little critter, ain't he?" he remarked, his voice a gravelly comfort in the quiet morning. "That raccoon fur is better than feathers for picking up lint, Jed," Dustin replied, leaning in to watch Elmer perform a particularly daring leap from the cabinet to a nearby picture frame. The raccoon seemed remarkably pleased with itself, chattering softly as it groomed its tail. "Seems right proud to be happy, too," Uncle Jed noted, nodding his head. "Elmer is a dandy little Dustin." As they stood there, basking in the simple joy of the moment, the quiet was interrupted by the energetic arrival of Ellie Mae, who came skipping into the room with her arms full of feather dusters. She looked as vibrant as the morning sun, her eyes bright with the excitement of an unfinished day. "Well, let us take our dusters outside and shake them," she announced, her voice filled with a kind of natural music. "Yes, okay," Dustin agreed, eager to follow her lead. And then, Ellie Mae continued, gesturing toward the stairs, "You can take yours upstairs and hand them to the dresser drawers in the closet." As Ellie Mae and Dustin hurried away, the house seemed to settle into a momentary, thoughtful silence. Uncle Jed turned his attention to the large, leather-bound book resting on the side table. But before he could lose himself in its pages, a voice drifted through the doorway, carried by the weight of a long-standing financial obligation. "Uncle Jed, old Honest John ain't never come back to pick up his $700,000, Jethro announced, stumbling into the room with his usual blend of earnest confusion and misplaced confidence. Jethro, a young man who possessed the build of a linebacker and the intellectual focus of a butterfly, looked at Uncle Jed with wide, questioning eyes. "He is that way," Jethro continued, shifting his weight. "Can I have it as an advance against my allowance? 50 cents a week." Uncle Jed looked at his nephew with a look of quiet amusement. "That will take a while to pay back," he said gently. "I am young," Jethro defended himself, clutching his cap. "You ain't that young," Jed countered with a chuckle. "Besides, Honest John needs that money to help fight smog." Jethro stopped, his brow furrowing as he processed this piece of information. I would like to throw my brain into the fight against smog," he declared, his chest swelling with self-importance. "It is a dandy cause. They say what it will take to whip it is brains and money. Well, if it fixed us, we got it made, ain't we?" Uncle Jed mused, rubbing his chin. "I reckon we got a leg up on us," Jethro agreed, though the logic seemed to escape him entirely. "Elmer and me will get busy upstairs." "Fine, Ellie," Uncle Jed replied, though he was not quite sure where Ellie Mae had come from in the brief silence. "Oh, Jed, that reminds me," Granny called out from the kitchen, her voice sharp and ringing like a dinner bell. "Mr. Drysdale called and said he was coming by to pick up this money." Uncle Jed looked surprised. "How come?" "Well, he said folks had an order to keep $700,000 in cash around the house," Granny explained, stomping into the room with her apron tied tightly around her waist. "He has got the hives from worrying about it." Uncle Jed shook his head. "I am sorry about the hives, but I promised his money to Honest John to fight smog." Granny stopped, her eyes narrowing behind her spectacles. I am thinking about jumping into the fight against Smog, too, Granny, she declared. Well, Mr. Drysdale said that this money belongs back in the vault at his bank. And he is coming by to pick it up, she continued, her tone brooks no argument. I do not think I can let him have it. Promise is a promise, Uncle Jed replied, his voice firm and steady. I am going to fight Smog, Granny, Jethro added, re-entering the room, his eyes alight with newfound purpose. How? Granny asked, her voice dripping with skepticism. Well, I do not know, but Uncle Jed says it takes brains and money, Jethro said, looking proud of his discovery. Betwixt us, we is all set, Jed added, his voice full of warmth. You got money, have you? Granny challenged. No, I am supplying the brains, Jethro said, gesturing grandly to his head. Sitting up here betwixt these sideburns is a real brute. Granny gave a short, sharp laugh. The only brute you have sits here at the end of your gutter, she remarked, her wit as sharp as a dry thorn. I think we ought to encourage your boy, Granny, Jed suggested gently. He do not know Smog from applesauce. I do so, Jethro protested, offended. I listen to the reports all the time. Why, today we is having light eye irritation. But that do not worry me because I got dark eyes. That is a great partner you got there, Jed, Granny muttered, though there was a hint of a smile at the corner of her mouth. All right, guard, Mr. Drysdale whispered to Miss Jane Hathaway, who stood stiffly beside him, dressed in an oversized, ill-fitting security guard uniform. Go in there and get that money, and do not take no for an answer, he urged, pacing back and forth in the driveway. You forced me to wear this uniform to save paying a guard, but it will not work. Miss Jane whispered back, her face flushed with embarrassment. Mr. Clapper will recognize me. I thought of that, Drysdale insisted, so just wear this disguise. Here we go. It looks great, Drysdale said, pushing her forward. Now get the money. But suppose Mr. Clapper will not let me take it? She asked, looking nervously at the mansion looming ahead. Well, you have got a gun, Drysdale said, pointing to the plastic weapon at her side. Use it, oh geez, oh I do not need to shoot him, she muttered, clearly out of her element. Just fire a couple of shots over his head to show him he means business, Drysdale commanded. I will not, Miss Jane said, her resolve hardening. If you want that money, go and get it yourself. A fine guard you are, why, you are a disgrace to that uniform, Drysdale fumed. Mr. Drysdale, I thought I heard somebody, Mr. Clapper, the butler, called out from the doorway. Oh, Mr. Clapper, this guard is here to pick up that $700,000, Drysdale said, his voice instantly shifting to a oily, professional tone. I do not think I can let him have it, Clapper said, looking at Miss Jane with suspicion. Look, whatever you do not cross him, Drysdale whispered, leaning in close. His arm, he is a mad dog killer. Is that a fact? Are you a mad dog killer, Miss Jane? Clapper asked, squinting at the guard. Of course not, Miss Jane said, her voice dropping to its natural pitch. Miss Hathaway, what are you doing in that uniform? Clapper exclaimed. Oh God, Miss Jane groaned.